when you know you've got a problem, how about tell people and be honest? What's going on?
Going to war on cancel culture and bringing the spotlight on issues and topics from around the city of Jackson.
I feel like Jackson, Mississippi.
No one else wants to talk about.
The whole system is corrupt and evil. It's unreal, and they don't care, and everybody knows that. It's just sad.
And fights for the soul of America.
I'm going to need y'all to explain to me what a positive solution is, because you positive solutions only people have been in charge for a while now, and I'm not seeing too many positive solutions.
You never met a motherfucker like me.
Strap in, turn up the volume, and get ready, Jackson, for unfiltered, no sugar added talk radio. It's award-winning podcaster Clay.
Boom, shakalaka boom. You tuned in to the free range human show choice, your daily dose of reality radio. It starts right now. This is the Clay Edwards Show. I am, of course, Clay Edwards, coming at you live here on 103.9 WYAB, streaming worldwide on the Mazda of Jackson live stream over on, man, we got a lot of them this morning. We're over on Facebook, we're over on X, we're over on YouTube, and we are on Rumble as well as TikTok till you don't stop. But I guess that puts us well over 200,000 potential viewers on the live stream this morning. And if we can get Instagram up and going, that'll be another 70,000 followers, give or take. How many is it actually? I'm just curious as I pull it up. There was it 65,000, 64,000, 62,400 if we can get Instagram running. But we'll work on that. That doesn't matter. If you're here already. So it don't matter where we ain't. I danced with who I brought to the dance, and I brought about 200,000 of y'all this morning. Great to see you out there on a Monday morning here in Central Mississippi. Let me tell you something real quick. It is a motivational Monday. It's a beautiful Monday morning here in Mississippi. Whether it's raining, whether it's shining, if you woke up this morning, you was on the wake-up list. God woke you up. You get to have another day to make all your dreams come true. All of your dreams a reality. Is that the same thing? Accomplish all your goals, make some money, lose some weight, have some good food, kiss your babies, tell your significant other and anybody else in your family that you love them. It could always be worse. You could have not been on the wake-up list. You could have woke up in a hospital, and God bless anybody that did. We're praying for you. I mean that. I know we don't get too spiritual on this show too often. We try to keep it all gas, no breaks, have a little fun. But we do care about folks, and we don't want to see anybody sick. Well, there's a few people I wouldn't mind seeing sick, but I ain't going to wish it upon them. But if they was to get sick, I probably wouldn't pray for them. I'm just going to be honest with you. But that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. They wouldn't pray for me. They wouldn't pray for me. I ain't going to waste my prayers on them. You know, we do not pray for our enemies on this show. We do not pray for our enemies. Can I get an amen in the back? Amen. Anyway, the LS Autoplex text line, you want to call in text in this morning, 769-241-1944, 769-241-1944. If you want to call in, we'll open the phone lines up after this first segment. The phone line is 601-879-0002. If you want to email the show, that's basically like a snail mail at this point, isn't it? But some people still do it. If you got a longer thought you want to get across, send over some imagery, some links, anything like that. I recommend shoot me an email, clay@wyab.com. I do read all my emails. I read all my text messages as well. I may not respond, but that does not mean I didn't read them. clay@wyab.com is the email out there. If you have any business inquiries, you want to potentially advertise with the show, you want to sponsor the phone line, reach out to me, clay@wyab.com. And of course, you can always hit up clayedwardsshow.com. I don't mention it too often because it's on the screen at all times in front of me, but clayedwardsshow.com. It's nothing fancy, but it's just got everything, every link imaginable to all of my social medias, my merch shop, all of that stuff available there. And we're going to be working on some new merch here soon. I'm out of some sizes. I've got a lot of some stuff. I'm going to put something together here real soon, try to do a little clearance sale on the merch that I got, hoodies, hats, and t-shirts. I got a couple hats that I saw where somebody ordered the other day. I hadn't shipped out yet. I missed that somehow. Anyway, The theme of today's show is Black Girl Tragic, not Black Girl Magic, Black Girl Tragic. You can see the thumbnail there. I put it back up on the screen if you're watching online. And look, I mean, we're told that we're not allowed to talk about these things. You're supposed to just ignore it, especially if you're white or any other color. You're not allowed to talk about bad behavior of another race, but they're allowed to talk about bad behavior of ours. So we're going to talk about it. And look, if you're new here, we do this not because we want to pick on black people or highlight just black people, but these are the videos that I see. This is the content that comes across my news feed. If it was, I pray for the day that a white girl, a white Karen and Ashley go bat crap crazy in a Walmart with a baseball bat and start beating up all the fine china. It would make my life, as a guy that does news reaction videos and has a news reaction radio show 2 hours every morning, 3 hours on Mondays, it would make my life a lot easier if it was just some white trash doing it. It really would. God, it would. I can argue, I can argue with them all day. I have no problem with it. But that's not what I see. And last night, we got another video of a black girl throwing an absolute temper tantrum, black girl magic temper tantrum at the Dandy Dan's gas station down in Hattiesburg. Now, I think there's multiple Dandy Dan's, but neither here nor there. She got physical with the male clerk, our Nordic king. Our black queen attacked our Nordic king. He looked like a Viking. That's why I'm calling him a Nordic king. But we're going to show that video. We're going to show all the videos. Now, we're not going to do it during the show, but we'll do it during the commercial breaks on the live stream, because unfortunately, I believe there's a lot of foul language and copyrighted music and some other stuff in these videos that I have. So if you're listening on the radio, just during the first commercial break here at 7:20, I just recommend going to Save JXN on TikTok, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Rumble, or on X. And we'll show those videos. We may have to spread it out over 2 segments, but we will show those videos during the commercial breaks this morning. So let's just get started, shall we? Let me pull my notes up here. Yeah, so if you have seen the video of the girl in Walmart, this happened at the Magee Walmart Saturday morning. And I got a text from one of our great listeners on the Guns and Gear text line. Thank you very much, by the way. No, she sent it to my messages on Facebook. Then I got her to text it to the video to me on the Guns and Gear, Ellis Autoplex text line. Shout out to Guns and Gear this morning on the Ellis Autoplex text line. Old habits die hard, man. Old habits die hard. So this lady has a baseball bat in Walmart, and she's just destroying every bit of, I jokingly call it fine china there at Walmart, just destroying every last bit of it. And nobody's stopping her, nor should anybody stop her. I saw some comments. Somebody said, it was on Kingfish, got another angle of the video, which I had that video too. But at that point, I'm like, I'm not uploading multiple videos. One's enough. Unfortunately, on my video, you got to turn your phone sideways, because they filmed it sideways without turning the camera on rotate. But she's losing it. Oh yeah, but somebody said on Kingfish's comments, I can't believe it. People just sitting there filming it and not stopping her. Why in the blue hell would you interject yourself physically into a black girl tragic situation when she's got a baseball bat? She's clearly lost her damn mind if she thinks that it's okay or acceptable to destroy all the fine china at the Walmart. Now, she has been arrested, according to Magee Police Department. They released a statement. Now, they're very apt to release their mugshots down there. The mayor don't like it. I like it. I like them releasing the mugshots. Now, where they were doing is, I think they were doing like speeding tickets and moving violations too. And I think that's kind of ridiculous. But if I got to take that to get all that, you know what? Then don't speed through Magee and you won't get a mugshot. But with that said, she has been arrested, And of course, in the comments, you'll see people trying to make excuses for her. Oh, Clay, she's clearly having a mental break. Something has happened to that queen, and we need to put our arms around her. We need to hug her. She needs to be told she's loved. No, serial killers have mental breaks too. School shooters are clearly having mental breaks as well. Dejanay, Don Quarius, when they go kill 5 or 6 people at a gas station, clearly they're having a mental break too. White, black, Hispanic, whatever. We don't make excuses for them, at least not here on this show. When was the last time we made an excuse for a white mass shooter? We don't do that. Now, y'all do try to do it. They do. The media, now that I think about it, the media does try to do it when it's a member of the rainbow supremacy that starts with a T. We got to be careful what we say because we're on TikTok. You're not allowed to say the T gender word in any negative context. But y'all know what I'm talking about. The T's and the LGBTs, Q's element of P's, AKA the rainbow supremacy. Now, they will make excuses for them. The media will, in fact, make excuses for them. Well, you weren't affirming their identity. Oh, I affirmed it as bat crap crazy. But anyway, so people are saying this lady's having a mental break. Bro, let me tell you exactly, without even having to know, or without even knowing, let me tell you exactly what happened that caused that lady to take a baseball bat and start destroying all the Dale Earnhardt commemorative plates and the fine china there. And I don't know if she really did the Dale Earnhardt commemorative plates, but that's always been my running joke ever since Jeff Foxworthy's You Might Be a Redneck. It's like, get the fine china. No, you don't. You better not get the number 3. You better not get the Dale Earnhardt commemorative plates. We never eat on the Dale Earnhardt commemorative plates. I don't remember the whole joke, the whole bit, but that's kind of the nexus of it. Anyway, so ever since then, I've always joked about the Dale Earnhardt commemorative fine china. I bet that stuff's worth a bunch of money now. It was a joke then. I bet it's worth a bunch of money now. But she's over there beating that. Let me tell you what my theory is. We got to go to a break, and we're going to show the video during the break here. They didn't take a return at the customer service counter. It's one of a couple things. They didn't take a return. They wouldn't let her cash a check. They asked for an ID to do something that she didn't have. If that's the case, she should have just waited and gone voting. But apparently you don't have to have an ID to vote, but you got to have it for everything else. But it's something very stupid like that. She didn't get her way. You have a group of people who have been told yes, 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 every single time they ever do anything. Nobody ever tells them no. And when somebody finally does tell them no, they don't know how to act. It's just this physical outburst that leads to them usually jumping on a countertop and twerking. If you'll see my thumbnail here, we actually have a girl on the counter at Walmart twerking, and then we have another one back in the back with a baseball bat, which, come to look at it, was like AI did the same girl twice. So, but instead of twerking, because this one must have bad knees, she took a baseball bat to all the china there at Walmart. But I guarantee you it had something to do with a customer service dispute or a check of some sort, money issue there at Walmart. And people will say, oh, she had a mental health emergency. Clearly. But does that justify what she did? Absolutely not. Got to start making examples of folks, man. We got to start making insane asylums great again. What are y'all's thoughts on it? Let me know on the Ellis Autoplex text line, 769-241-1944. You want to call in this morning? We'll open the phone lines up after this break here. 601-879-0002. Coming up at some point in time during the show today, we're going to give away 2 pair of tickets to Bout Time Brawling's big Brawling in Brandon professional boxing event this Saturday night, City Hall Live, right there in Brandon, Mississippi. Going to be a big time. I've been to several of these Bout Time Brawling events. I've been to the ones down in Neshoba County, at the Neshoba County Coliseum there. They are so much fun. One of my good friends, friend of the show, Luke Greenlee, is going to be main eventing the big shindig this Saturday night. We're going to have Luke here on the show Friday morning to promote it. And we're going to have Julian that runs Bout Time Brawling here with me Wednesday for the whole show. Just show me chopping up about the fight game, how he got in it, how he became a promoter, and all that fun stuff. Y'all going to enjoy it, I promise. But we're going to give away a pair of tickets every day this week. And your name will be on the will call list there at the door. You ain't got to come by here and pick the tickets up. You ain't got to meet me to get the tickets, nothing like that. I just thought this would be something fun for the listeners, a way for me to give back to y'all with some free tickets to a big event this Saturday night, Bout Time Brawling in Brandon. Y'all don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. If you're watching online, stay tuned. We're about to watch a little Black Girl Tragic from the Walmart in Magee, Mississippi. If you're listening on the radio, don't go anywhere. Rip the knob off. We'll be right back. This is the Clay Edwards Show, 103.9 WYAB. All right, let's check out this video, shall we? Now, I'm going to leave the volume off on this, and I'll just kind of narrate over it because they used some audio for some reason. Some audio on top of it. And unfortunately, it's sideways. There's nothing I can do about that. But you can see her there if you turn your phone sideways or turn your head sideways. She's just beating all the china. Yeah. For no real reason. Can't imagine anything that a customer, that an employee at Walmart, none of this lady.
Hey, why don't you cut that out?
Maybe we'll find another angle of the video. I think King's got one over on his website. Actually, I think it got deleted. We'll find the other angle too. Maybe we'll show it during another break here. But I mean, like, now we'll watch it one more time without me narrating it here. Actually, I'm still going to narrate it. So I don't know what I'm talking about. Now, what's funny is the guy that's filming it here, you can hear him say, if any of that hits me, I'm going to whoop your ass. So there's a longer version of the video that's out there. I don't need to see all that. What y'all? Let me know in the comments. What do y'all think triggered this lady? What do y'all think triggered this lady into doing all this? Am I right? Is just a customer service situation going awry?
You hit me with that shit.
I think that's what it is. I think somebody told them no. And this group of people are so used to getting their way on everything that they just did not know how the hell to act. Shane says the audio is coming through the stream. Oh, well. I got it pulled down over here. It shouldn't be, but oh, you know what? I know why it is. It's because I hard loaded it up. Oh, well. I hard loaded it up to the system. I'm trying new ways to make this flow better because I've heard all the complaints about, it takes too long to queue up videos and all that stuff. So I've been trying to rip the videos and load them straight to Restream. So it is a little bit of a learning curve. Let's see here. Let's flip back over where I can see y'all's comments. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss our cue coming back from the break here. We got about a minute. Chastity said he said she told him that she was tired of identity theft and has no family. Huh. I'm missing some of the other comments. Who did they say that to? And Andrew, yes, it is Amy's brother. Luke is Amy's brother that works at McBee's. He's been on the show a couple times before. All right. We are in the commercial break here. Coming back, I think the LS Autoplex ad is playing. I'm gonna shut up so my voice doesn't bleed into the bumper music. So I'm gonna be quiet for just a second as we come back from break. Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show here on a WYAB, streaming worldwide on the Mazda Jackson live stream at Save JXN on Facebook, on YouTube, on X, on Rumble, and on TikTok this morning at Save JXN. That live stream is, as I said, brought to you by our friends over at Mazda of Jackson, where check this out, man. You're looking for a good, dependable new car. It's going to get great gas mileage, hold its resale value, and frankly, just be a really good looking car for a low interest rate, 1.9%. Hey, look, then you need to march right over to Mazda of Jackson and spring into savings. Get 1.9% financing for 63 months on all remaining 2025 Mazda CX-5s. But hey, the deals don't stop on the 2025s. It's only March, and they've already got 1.9 available for 63 months on 2026 CX-90s. Y'all need to go see that CX-90. It's gorgeous. The CX-50, the CX-70, and the Mazda 3. Now, that's with approved credit, of course. You're also going to get 1 year of maintenance included on your new vehicle purchase. And don't wait another minute to experience Mazda's exhilarating performance, top-notch safety, and reliability. If you're suffering through needing a new car, let's see here. I'm reading a script here. I apologize. Suffering from needing a new car can be maddening. So get over to Mazda Jackson today, where pre-owned vehicles and hassle-free trade-in options are available. Also, you can shop them online at mazdaofjackson.com or visit Mazda Jackson right on their I-55 frontage road at Hanging Moss. Is it Hanging Moss? Hanging Moss? Yeah, it's right there. Right next to Cowboy Maloney. Briarwood. Man, I'm not all there this morning. I found out this morning when I woke up that clocks kicked up an hour. It is officially daylight savings time. I mean, I don't mind it getting dark later, but what I hate is it not getting daylight till 7 o'clock. I was really enjoying driving in at 6 o'clock in the mornings, 6:30 in the morning, and the sun kind of being up. That was a real nice change of pace. Now when I get here, I got here a little early this morning, about 30 minutes earlier than normal. I woke up and was like, oh, if I go back to sleep, I might miss my alarm. But I got here and it was completely dark. And I got in the kitchen, and the way I found out it was daylight savings time, because normally you get a notification, one of the news channels will be like, don't forget to set your clocks, whatever. And maybe they did, I just missed it. But I do check my notifications. But I was in my kitchen and I was a little tired. I'm like, man, I'm dragging. I stayed up to about midnight last night too. I've been watching this new show, not a new show, but it's new to me. I've been watching this show on Netflix, Castle Rock, which I hate Stephen King. He's a liberal nut job. But man, he's got some good thrillers out there, some suspenseful stuff. But if there's a show called Castle Rock, it was originally on Hulu, I believe, back in like 2018, 2019. There's only 2 seasons. I don't know how it ends. I don't know if it ends on a cliffhanger, and I'm going to invest 2 seasons into something just to then it got canceled or something. I hope that last episode of season 2 has an ending where I can be satisfied, or I'm going to be really, really mad because it's a really good show. It's kind of filmed in, well, that fake town he uses in all of his shows, Castle Rock, and it's filmed at Shawshank Prison, but it's a different prison than the one in Shawshank Redemption, but it's technically supposed to be the same prison. I even Googled it. This prison is the one in Mansfield, Ohio, where they have that incarceration metal festival every year. And I think some other movies have been filmed there too over the years, where the prison in Shawshank Redemption, I think it's in Pennsylvania. But either way, good show. If you're looking for a new show to watch, they say I'm liking Castle Rock over on Netflix. Let's see here. Let's go to the Ellis Autoplex text line and see what folks are saying there. And Chastity, I see your reply on the online stream. Okay, thank you for y'all sending me that video. I couldn't remember who sent it to me. All right, so unknown texture says Cindy Hyde Smith has someone running against her in the primary tomorrow, just FYI. And it says, sounds like my 3-year-old. Tell her no, and she freaks out. Yeah, so Cindy's got that chick from the coast running against her. It's the primaries tomorrow already. It's kind of snuck up on me. But, I mean, look, Cindy's going to win. There's a lot. Now, I met that girl that's running against her. I met her up in Oxford at that Good Old Boys. I think it's called Good Old Boys and Girls now. That big political powwow they do up there. And she was really nice. We talked for about 20 minutes or so. I've seen a bunch of stuff about her. I've seen some of the op research and whatnot. People saying she's really a Democrat and she's a plant. Look, she ain't a plant. She's not an industry plant. She's just a doctor or a nurse or a doctor, I think, a nurse practitioner or something like that, that has a medical office down there. She's not from here. I think she's from Alabama. And everybody's making a big fuss about her. She hadn't gotten any money from George Soros. And I'm not saying vote for her or vote for Cindy. Vote for whoever you want. I have my stuff with Cindy that I can do without. But overall, whatever. But everybody made a big fuss about her making a post about it being historic when Kamala Harris became vice president. And I can understand why that would put a bad taste in anybody's mouth. Because we know that Kamala Harris, it wasn't nothing historic. The only thing historic about Kamala Harris becoming vice president was they were able to show you how to steal an election in live time. But there's nothing historic about it. I saw where Kamala's back being black. At least she was at Jesse Jackson's funeral. She was black again. She's Eastern Indian the rest of the time. But yeah, she was black again at Jesse Jackson's funeral. And we're going to talk about that too this morning. Jesse Jackson Jr. had a lot to say about Obama, Bill Clinton, Kamala Harris, and Joe Biden politicizing his dad's funeral. Had a lot to say about it. I tell you what, as a matter of fact, why don't we play that video now? Well, we got a minute for the break. We're right on time for the break. We ran over a little bit that last segment. Let's go ahead and take our break. We'll be right back and we'll cue up Jesse Jackson Jr. And if you're watching online, we'll play our second Black Girl Tragic video from Dandy Dan's down in Hattiesburg, where a black girl threw a full-blown temper tantrum at the clerk that led to her going behind the counter, attacking our Nordic king, and him dragging her out of the store by her feet. And of course, she was barefooted like any good trashy girl. And I'm going to tell you, it is absolutely the most satisfying ending to one of these Black Girl Tragic videos that I've ever seen. It is so satisfying, like chef's kiss to our Nordic king down there. We may send him a happy sack from FAFO by FAFO.com. Y'all don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on the Clay Edwards Show, 1039 WYAB. All right, let me cue this video up here real quick. Now, it's like 9 minutes long, so we're going to kind of scan through it a little bit. And we're going to scan through it and see what we can come up with real quick here. Y'all bear with me 1 second. I just saw another topic that I want to hit too. I got it saved from the Mississippi Today. Apparently, folks that are being held at the ICE detention center are mad because they want to get married while they're in the ICE detention center. They were told no. So they're saying their civil rights are being violated. But you don't get civil rights. You're not even a citizen of America. You broke into this country. Zipit.com. Let's see here. All right, here we go. pause it real quick. Let me go over here and get it shared. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. Media. See, when you actually have to share video from the internet, it takes a couple more steps to get it to pull up. All right, here we are. I need me up on the screen too. Can't be just the video now. I got to looks good too. I got to get paid too. Let's see here. Facebook. All right. So here's this. And I am going to kill the volume on this. Well, no, ain't no reason to. Here we go. So this guy's filming out in the car here, and you can see her right there.
Yeah, I hit him. What's up, man?
She's the one in the store right here. I don't know if y'all can see my cursor on the screen, but here she is. She's just throwing a fit, son. I mean, just an absolute temper tantrum.
But you just admitted you got in his face. What you getting in his face for?
All right, so we're going to fast forward it a little
Why
bit
you
here.
in the man's face? I ain't even see what everybody
I'm kind of
I heard you
going
say.
on here.
It's on.
She's
Told you
losing.
4 times to leave the store.
What do you do? Not sell her a single cigarillo or something? Ask her for an ID?
Get behind the counter to fight the man. Now you finna go to jail.
If you aren't aware or you hadn't worked around these folks,
Oh,
man,
man, y'all
she got tackled right there. We're gonna watch this right here.
Told you 4 times to leave the store. Man,
Going behind the
get
counter.
on. Call the police. They gonna
Here's
take
the
you
guy.
to jail.
I wonder what she's talking about. She got money coming out her ass. I guess thought she was stealing.
She has come behind the counter.
Why she go behind her? Ah, man, why she go behind her damn? Man, she went behind her to fight the man. Man, she went behind the counter to fight the man.
Now you finna go to jail.
Now you finna go to jail.
She has to be in the wrong. Nobody
Oh,
doing
man,
nothing to help
y'all sitting there what?
her. Look at our Nordic king there dragging her ass out.
Man, y'all sitting there like, y'all sitting. Shit. Oh, girl that was attacking. He said she's attacking me. She just went in the store. She went. Shit.
Right there.
Oh, girl that was attacking.
He should have got knocked out.
He
too.
said she's attacking me. She just went in the store.
This guy over here.
She
Everybody
went
calm
back
down.
in the store and just tried to get went behind the counter. I just said, what? Man, just stop us.
Anyway, I shared that to my Facebook page. Y'all can go find that there. Anyway, that's over on at Save JXN on Facebook. I see somebody saying just play the video. I can't. I got to talk. This is the Clay Edwards Show. So I can't hear it because I have to wear these damn headphones during the break. Welcome back into the Clay Edwards Show. 1039 WYAB. Right here in Central Mississippi, the 50,000 watt blowtorch broadcasting live from inside the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios on a Men's Health Monday. It's a 3-hour action-packed show today. First 2 hours is going to be me raising hell, praising Dale, doing what we do. Hour 3, we'll have Andrew Gosser in here. All Gosser, no breaks with me for hour 3, unless he's had a change in schedule and I'm not aware of it. We'll have Andrew in here. This segment, since I mentioned it, it's a Men's Health Monday. Text Clay to 601-800-5130 today and get on the schedule for your free complimentary testosterone screening from Men's Health of Mississippi. Guys, I posted a picture of me over the weekend of before and after, just with my shirt on from 1 year ago and then from today, or not today, but from Friday, I think. And I was just blown away at just the physical difference my body was. It was just crazy to me. I'm trying to pull it up here on my Facebook real quick for y'all, and we can just kind of take a look at it. But if you'll text Clay to 601-800-5130, you're going to get a free testosterone screening. Now, I lost 80 pounds. Well, the picture ain't going to show up like I want to. It's one of them. It looks different on my cell phone than it looks on my desktop. But, I lost 80 pounds in 100 days back in 2022. And this is before I started going to Men's Health in Mississippi. This was strictly, but I wasn't lifting weights or doing anything. It was strictly just diet. I did not consume a single carb for 100 days. And I did intermittent fasting where I just ate one big meal a day. So every night between 6 and 10 o'clock, that was my eating block, 4 hours there. I ate as much food as I could shove in my mouth. I'm talking about 2-inch ribeyes. I'd buy whole ribeyes, eating them, cutting them 2 inches thick. And that's when I learned that, believe it or not, a steak is really good in the air fryer. Still to this day, I cook my steak in the air fryer if I don't feel like lighting the grill. It's always better on the grill, but you'd be shocked at how good a steak is in the air fryer. Just some olive oil, whatever kind of seasoning you like, boom. Anyway, I like that Tony Satchery marinade, but that's a whole nother conversation for another day. Lost 100 pounds, but I went no muscle or anything like that. Well, then I discovered the testosterone, and I discovered my testosterone was really low. Got on that, and just the body change. Just the muscle that was never there, being thicker. I've actually gained 10 pounds from last year. I was down to 235. I'm up to like 245, 247 now. But it's healthy weight. It's muscle. My BMI has actually gone down. My body fat's gone down from where it was last year. Because I do a DEXA scan every couple months to track everything, like a real one. Anyway, testosterone and working out, man, it makes a difference, guys. 601-800-5130. Text my name, Clay. And they offer way more than just testosterone. You want the GLP-1s, the weight loss shots. You need a good general physician. They're great for that. They have a membership package, like $290 a month, I think, $190 a month, I think. It's a little right at $200, give or take a couple bucks. And you go to the doctor as often as you need to. Great situation there. Men's Health in Mississippi. Text Clay, 601-800-5130. All right, we played the second Black Girl Tragic video during the break. And these are all right here in Mississippi. The first one was Magee at Walmart. The second one down in Hattiesburg. Black girl losing her mind over something. Just something didn't go her way. They probably told her she had to have an ID or something. And just throws an absolute conniption fit that led to her going behind the counter and assaulting the Nordic king. And then he drags her out of the store by her bare feet on her back. It was so satisfying to see a man unafraid to fight back, to defend himself, to defend his home, his castle, the Dandy Dans. They love it, man. Now, he's probably going to get fired today because, you're not allowed to defend yourself against a certain group of people. They'll be out there protesting. I'm sure the local NAACP chapter will be out there protesting Dandy Dans. But you know what? Small price to pay. If he starts a GoFundMe, we will make sure everybody knows about it. And we'll donate the first $100 to our Nordic king. But anyway, you may be thinking to yourself, we're going to play the Jesse Jackson Jr. video here in a minute. But also, I saw some comments about that video where some of the local rabble rousers that are always on the wrong side of history when it comes to these things. They're always on the wrong side. But they're trying to say, y'all can't accept the fact that the black girl could have been in the right, that she was the victim. Why would anybody act like that if somebody hadn't done something wrong to them? Well, I'm glad you asked, because this is where my lived experience comes in. Oh, that's right. That's right. 48-year-old white guys have lived experiences too. Didn't know that, did you? That's not just a minority thing. I have a lived experience as well. And I grew up in Jackson, Mississippi, and worked in Jackson, Mississippi up until just a couple years ago, as a matter of fact. I worked for 3 years. I worked right there on Highway 80, crossing the Metro Center at the old East Ford building. It was Watkins Auto Sales. It was the biggest buy here, pay here, good credit, bad credit, no credit car dealership in the state of Mississippi at the time. And the things you see working at a good credit, bad credit, no problem, buy here, pay here dealership in Jackson, Mississippi. Oh man, I could just write a book about the things I saw there. Now, I won't talk about a whole lot of it, but I'll tell you this, no less than on 3 occasions, the entire dealership's lives got threatened by Black Girl Tragic because the horn on her Hyundai Sonata didn't work. That's not an exaggeration. I'm not making that up. Oh, no. And it wasn't the same Black Girl Tragic every time either. It was a different girl every time. I mean, just staying on the horn. Could you imagine being so mad about your horn not working that you go up to a business and threaten to kill everybody there? Is there something in the, it's like, what is it called? Mass formation psychosis. Are they putting this entire demographic of people on one particular medication that's triggering them all at one time to act the same exact way? I mean, it's almost like it can't be a coincidence that in this one time in history, all of these women of a particular demographic, of a particular socioeconomic background, are acting out the same exact way in public, in retail spaces, when they get told no. Like, what is causing Black girls to all react like this? The whole nobody backs baby in a corner. And I know a lot of great Black women, and Black women, I love y'all. And I'm not just like attacking y'all for the sake of attacking, but there is something going on in the urban Black community. And we talk about the culture rot, and we talk about, what's going on with the younger Black guys and being raised without their fathers around, and the violence and the shootings and the no grasp of the value of human life. We've talked about that till we're blue in the face. But there's a whole conversation to be had about the way these women are reacting in public when they don't get their way. It can't be an accident that all of this is happening. Are they putting something in Jackson, there could absolutely be something in the water. Are they putting something in the water? Are they giving these people a vaccine that they're not giving other people that's making them act this way? I mean, I get it. We're all kind of victims of our algorithms. And, if you watch this kind of content, or if you share or click, like, your algorithm is going to show you more of this. So I understand and I accept the fact that maybe because I engage in this kind of content, that my algorithm shows me more of this. Maybe there's somebody else's entire algorithm is of white girls doing this, but I've never seen it. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. We got plenty of white trash on our side that ain't above twerking on a Taco Bell countertop because they didn't put enough hot sauce in their bag. I'm sure that exists. I mean, I've seen fights in Taco Bell when I was younger. There was white folks fighting. Danny on YouTube says it's not just Jackson, man. Oh, I'm well aware. I know it's not just Jackson. The 2 videos we shared this morning were from Hattiesburg and Magee. And you go on X, and it's anywhere in the country that's a predominantly urban Black area. These videos are coming out of those areas, but every single one of them, it's the exact same reaction. Is it just them seeing it on the internet and saying, I want to go do that? It's wild, man. I do not understand it. Like, how did we get to this point where these women are being raised to think that this is socially acceptable behavior? Is it the father not being in the home? Is it being raised by emotionally unstable mothers? and they raise their daughters the same way dealing with the same traumas and stuff that they've dealt with. I mean, I understand poverty is hell. Growing up in a poverty-stricken place is hell. And it can cause a level of PTSD in a high crime, high poverty areas. That's one of the, I don't like excuses because I think there's enough people that have found a way to get up out the mud, so to say. But I understand that, growing up in that chaos, it makes you differently. It can cause some mental stress and some PTSD, so to say. Growing up in a third world Democrat hellhole. Murder capital of the world. 5 years in a row, Jackson, Mississippi, and other cities like it. But how does that translate into you simply being told no, or them messing your order up at the fast food joint for you to think that destroying everything and jumping on the counter and twerking is somehow a socially acceptable end to this argument? It's like she goes on the warpath, destroys everything. And then her cherry on top, her celebration dance, her touchdown dance, so to say, is jumping on the counter and twerking. Like, this will teach them a lesson. How did we get there? Let's take a break. We'll be right back. This is the Clay Edwards Show.
.1039 WYAB.
Delicious food and a relaxing atmosphere combine to make the best place for sports fans and foodie fans to watch the game and just hang out. Capitol Grill of Jackson. Of course they've got the games, but food, oh my goodness. Mouth-watering po' boys, fish, steaks, appetizers, and a specialty pizza menu. Kitchen opens at 5 Monday through Thursday and 11 Friday through Sunday. And happy hours are daily at Capitol Grill. Also enjoy the all-new Tuesday night and karaoke on Wednesday and Friday nights from 8 till midnight with DJ Money Mon. Capitol Grill, DeVille Plaza in Jackson.
If you're a parent or grandparent, you should know that even though Mississippi is ranked as the unhealthiest state in the country, we have the highest vaccination rate for our children and grandchildren. Many of us blindly trust the medical establishment, and now it's time to question vaccine safety. Mississippi Parents for Vaccine Rights is a grassroots organization working to educate the public and lawmakers about this important topic. Be informed. Go to mpvr.org. Like us on Facebook to stay up to date on the latest information. That's Mississippi Parents for Vaccine Rights, mpvr.org.
Pops Auto Sales on Highway 49 in Florence is where you come to buy quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, priced to fit your budget. Stop by Pops Auto Sales today, where fair prices and superior service leads to satisfied repeat buyers. Or go to popsautosales.llc.com and browse our inventory and get pre-approved for zero-down financing with approved credit, with service contracts and warranties available. And guys, our truck inventory is one of the largest for any independent dealer, period. Pops Auto Sales, Highway 49 in Florence.
As Christians, it's our calling to be faithful to Christ and obedient to the Great Commission. Our heart's desire and prayer to God is that through our efforts, many would receive and rest upon Christ alone as he is offered to them in the gospel. I'm David Strain, Senior Minister at First Presbyterian Church of Jackson, inviting you and your family to join us as we strive to fulfill that mission. We're located on North State Street in Jackson. Times of our services can be found at fpcjackson.org. You can also hear the good news about Jesus Christ each Sunday morning at 9:30 on 1039 WYAB.
At Lakeshore Church, we believe the liberation of the soul is found only in Christ. Hello, I'm Jay Frazier, Senior Pastor at Lakeshore, inviting you to come and worship with us this week. We believe in the three-cross concept of ministry: the cross of salvation, the cross of separation, and the cross of service, and we believe all of these crosses should be evident in our lives. We're at 6880 South Sidewell Road in Byram. For more information about the ministries, activities, and times of service, go to lakeshorecmc.org.
And be sure to listen to Lakeshore Church's weekly program, heard Sunday mornings at 8 on 1039 WYAB.
Here is what real customers have to say about Roder's Plumbing Service.
This is Leah. I wanted to tell people what a wonderful job Roder's Plumbers did for me recently. I called, Chris Roder answered the phone. He had somebody out in no time. They fixed me real fast. I couldn't believe they came out here like that. That's all I can say.
Plumbing problems? You need Roder's Plumbing. Visit rodersplumbing.com today.
Dr. Mike Stonington here from Stonington Farm Grass-Fed Beef. Here in South Mississippi on Stonington Farm, our steers are grass-fed and grass-finished. No grain, no hormones, no antibiotics, no mRNA vaccines. Our grass-fed and grass-finished beef is straight from our farm to your table. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, and at StoningtonFarm.com. That's StoningtonFarm.com with 2 N's. And we deliver every 4 weeks to the Jackson area. We are the grass-fed difference.
Hey, this is Ben Ingram from the Braves Radio Network. We're in commercial right now, so I want to let my sister take over and tell you about Hometown Property Group.
Thanks, Ben. This is Mary Claire Putman with Hometown Property Group. Whether you're buying or selling, we are committed to guiding you through your real estate transaction with integrity, exceptional service, and remarkable results. Madison County has been my home for 40 years. I'd love to help make it yours, too.
That's Hometown Property Group. Give them a call at 601-853-6080.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This is the Clay Edwards Show.
Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show, 103.9 WYAB. Don't forget, it's a chicken spaghetti Monday over at McBee's Bar and Grill right there, Lake Harbor Drive, Ridgeland, Mississippi. So looking for some great chicken spaghetti, look no further. McBee's Bar and Grill today from 11 to 2. Is it 11 to 2? Man, lunch lasts 3 hours, doesn't it? 11 to 2. And of course, if chicken spaghetti is not your thing, how about hamburger steak, grilled chicken breast, or hand-battered country fried steak with a wide assortment of everyday sides available? We had a whole discussion about those everyday sides Friday. They have mashed potatoes and gravy and rice and gravy available every day, as well as about 7 or 8 others. Let's read a couple texts here on the Ellis Autoplex text line real quick before we go to break. And I'm going to stay with y'all during the break on the live stream, on the Mazda Jackson live stream. So you're not going to have 7 minutes of nothing. Lightning says, it's like they feel the need to turn into a wild animal and show their butts. It's very childish to me. It looks very unintelligent. It's very cringe and awkward. 100%. Now, I got another text. It's just too much to read during the break here, during this last few seconds. But this one says, as a white guy who has dated quite a few black ladies, I have to admit that is not for the weak. Also, I might be guilty of making a few of them lose their minds. That's that white boy magic. That's that magic stick. What, they think just the black guys got the magic stick? We got the magic stick too. All right, let's read some text messages, shall we? What, y'all think y'all the only ones with the magic stick? We got the magic stick too. That's a hell of a way to go to break right there. That timed out perfect. Great text. All right, now we got somebody that's mad at me. It says I won't read his on air, but it was too many to read in that short amount of time, so I'm going to get them here. Let's see. You got to find the dang text. Somebody says, the fatigue is real. All right. So, man, this person has been on a burner this morning. Look, I want y'all to see this. This is why I couldn't get to it on air. All of that since the show started from one person. Says, why was she doing that? A white Walmart workers may have said something racist to her. Of course, it's always may have said something racist to her or racially disrespected her because she's black and racially disrespected her, being racially mean to her. Whatever that dude that was in Walmart videoing threatening to kick that black woman's butt, obviously he was comfortable making the threat because wasn't no black men around. Get my drift? See where I'm going? I wish I was there and he threatened her in front of me. He's a bitch ass N-word for threatening her. How you gonna claim she's having a mental breakdown, then threaten to kick her ass? Racism. Magee is Klanland, known for racism. Magee is Confederate and white. Highway 49 is racist. Magee is a racist town. Read my text too live, motherfucker. I know your eyes working. I read it. Which part do I want to pick apart first? Yes, I really want to save this for the radio so everybody can hear what I'm about to say here. Look, I don't make racist comments. You'll never hear me say the N-word. I'm willing to have a conversation with anybody about this stuff. Anybody that wants to have a conversation without screaming and shouting at each other. But somewhere black folks got some bad information. Words, in fact, are not weapons. There's not a single word in existence. Now, there are such things as fighting words, like from a legal standpoint. Like if somebody threatens to kill you, you're allowed within reason to defend yourself. It's like to strike first, like a hit or get hit situation. But you know what one of those words isn't? It ain't the N-word. Like, see, y'all got some bad information. Like, somebody of a different race correcting you, that's not fighting words. Somebody of a different race telling you, no, you can't do that, or no, you can't have that, that's not fighting words. Somebody calling you the N-word, guess what? It might, in the streets, it might be fighting words, but in the court of law, it's not a defense. She could have walked in that Walmart and been greeted by a Klan member and been called every name in the book. Then gone and picked up that bat, gone and smashed all those dishes. And while I would give her a golf clap for not taking no crap off anybody, it's still not a defense that's going to work in a criminal court of law. Because she could have just turned around and walked out of the Walmart, filed a complaint, and handled it like everybody else handles it. Being insulted, racially or otherwise, is not a criminal defense. Some of y'all got some bad information. Somebody has piped y'all up and told y'all that if anybody ever racially discriminates against you or says anything racist to you, that somehow that is a justifiable excuse for violent actions or a violent reaction. And simply put, not in a court of law. Now, I understand the streets is one thing. And, if you say something, you better be ready to back it up. If you go and you call a black person the N-word, you damn well better be ready to fight. But if they hit you first, you're still the victim and they're still going to be the defendant. Just like if somebody calls me white trash, cracker, anything else. And if I choose to let that bother me so much that I assault them, which that doesn't bother me. I've been called that millions of times in my life. I've been called worse. I got called an N-word out here in the parking lot by a crazy woman the other day. Words don't hurt me. Words are not weapons to me. Not gonna knock me off my center. I've been called everything by these folks. But I know that if it does push me to the point of attacking somebody, I'm probably going to jail. They're going to run out. They're going to talk all that shit about Clay won't do nothing. Clay won't do nothing. Then the second Clay did something, they know they're going to be the first ones to press charges on me and say, look at there, that racist Clay Edwards attacked this black person. You don't think I know that's what they're trying to do? That's 100% what they're trying to do. Then they're going to try to sue me, sue the parking lot, sue the business, wherever it happens at. We're not going to ever allow that to happen. We're never going to give anybody that satisfaction. If I got to eat a couple L's, then I'll just eat a couple L's. But I'm not going to eat an L is in a lawsuit or a criminal charge, a C, L, and whatever. Anyway, not going to happen. Don't let words bother you so much that it causes you to get off your center. I mean, nothing makes somebody happier that likes to hurl insults than seeing it make you so mad that you act out physically. But that's a victory for them. Don't give them that. Why would you give a racist the satisfaction of knowing it bothered you? If you pretend it doesn't bother you or just not let it bother you, that person will probably quit doing that to the next person. Like, oh, that shit don't work no more. I'm going to quit saying that. We're coming back from the break.
The soul of America.
I'm going to need y'all to explain to me what a positive solution is, because you positive solutions only people have been in charge for a while now. And I'm not seeing too many positive solutions.
Strap in, turn up the volume, and get ready, Jackson, for unfiltered, no sugar added talk radio. It's award-winning podcaster Clay and
Boom goes Le Dynamite. It's hour 2. The most incendiary show on the RADIO. The Clay Edwards Show. 1039 WYAB, the 50,000 watt blowtorch right out here in Flora, Mississippi. Streaming worldwide on the Mazda Jackson live stream at Save JXN on YouTube, X, Rumble, TikTok, and Facebook this morning. Just go to Save JXN and you can partake in the shenanigans there in the live stream comment section, which we always keep pulled up on the screen. I would say for about 90% of the show anyway, unless I got to show a video or something like that. You can go partake in that. Just about, I think all the comments from everywhere, for the most part, pile into the comment section there. Anyway, this segment brought to you by our friends. Guys, we don't talk about them a whole lot unless we get some bad weather coming through. But Watkins Construction and Roofing. Have you received any storm damage? Do you think you may have some storm damage? A leaky roof? We're going to get another round of storms today. Just keep them top of mind. Go to WatkinsConstructionInc.com or Google Watkins Construction and Roofing. And they're going to come out. They're going to do a complimentary roof inspection, see what's wrong, see what's causing the leak, see if there's any damage. They're going to work with your insurance company every step of the way. You're not going to be in limbo wondering what's going on with my roof. Why hadn't I heard from Watkins Construction and Roofing? Those are not going to be problems you do not have when you work with the award-winning, locally owned Watkins Construction and Roofing. Reach out to them today or tomorrow if you have any problems coming up from these storms that have coming through. I heard Byram got hit pretty hard, a lot of down trees and stuff. Was it Saturday night? So we got out of the house Saturday night for a little bit. I don't know why I was danged and determined to get out of the house Saturday night, but I wanted to get out around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock Saturday. But I kind of drug my feet a little bit. Then I decided to work out. And next thing you know, it was 5 o'clock before I'm done working out and even getting in the shower. Then the bottom falls out. I'm like, well, let's just try to wait a little bit for the rain to pass, at least the monsoon to pass. Finally, it did pass enough. We were able to get out for a little while. Left the house with nowhere to go. Had no idea where we were going to go. And I don't know about y'all, but as I've gotten older, driving on like dark roads without street lights at nighttime in the rain is really, really difficult with like all these bright headlights coming at you and stuff. Like Highway 471 out there in Brandon, if you know, it's terrible. And then Lake Harbor Drive from 471 all the way to the spillway, pretty much. There ain't very many street lights, if any at all. So it's just hard to see. But anyway, none of that has anything to do with what I'm telling y'all here. We ended up, after riding around through every parking lot, just trying to decide what we were going to do. We ended up going in Chip's new place, Beethoven's, there on the reservoir. Wanted to see what was going on there and ended up getting a pizza. It was really good. First time I've sat down and had a fresh pizza out the oven in a long time. Usually I'm getting it delivered. Well, I just ain't eating pizza. Pizza's my favorite, one of my favorite foods of all time, but I just try not to eat it too much anymore because it's a whole lot of bread and I ain't eating just one slice. But if y'all are looking for some really good pizza, cool bar atmosphere, swing by and check out Chip's new place there, Chip and Dawn's new place, and Tim. There's a whole gaggle of them over there. But Beethoven's, it's right next to Pelican and right next to Cock of the Walk there in between on the reservoirs, the old Phillips on the res, or Crabs. It's had several names over the years. It'll always be Phillips to me. But went over there and got a pizza and hung out and saw some folks. And I didn't get the pig. Been a while, but I just got a Canadian bacon with extra cheese. I'm a simple man when it comes to pizza. Canadian bacon, extra cheese, and got an order of fried mushrooms. It was all really, really good. Check that out. But anyway, I got back to the house and watched the main event of that UFC fight, the BMF title. I mean, look, as I've gotten older, I really enjoy watching the jiu-jitsu, the ground game. But that match was not a fight I wanted to see for the BMF title. But it was Oliveira. He's a badass. He won. He won the fight. I mean, you can't take nothing away from him. I mean, he completely neutralized his opponent and won the fight, but kind of boring if you're not a jiu-jitsu guy. But if you are, it was kind of fun to watch the chess match. I mean, Holloway, kept him from tapping him out the whole fight. And he kept him tied up. Anyway, it was good. It was a good fight, but just not an exciting fight, if that makes sense. But I'm loving the UFC on Paramount Plus. Not having to pay $80, $90, $100 to watch a pay-per-view. When they were on ESPN Plus, you had to pay like $5.99 or whatever just a month to be a member of ESPN Plus. And then you had to pay the pay-per-view fees. They were behind 2 paywalls. I mean, I understand they made a lot of money on that deal, but dang, you really limit yourself to your diehard fans. It's hard to grow the sport behind 2 paywalls. I think what you're going to see over the next couple of years, the next 7 years through this Paramount Plus deal, where it's just like what, 14, let's just say round it up to $20 a month for Paramount Plus. If you get the one with no ads and all that, $20 a month. And I get to watch all the stuff on Paramount Plus. Plus I get all the UFC pay-per-views for free or in addition to, for no additional charge. And they're also putting some fights on CBS. I think you're going to see the UFC potentially become the second biggest sport in America. Well, third behind pro and college football. I think the UFC is going to pass the NBA and baseball as the third biggest sport in America. If they can keep building stars, you got to have your Conor McGregors of the world fighting. You got to build these stars, and the stars got to win. Why ain't we getting Conor versus? It goes to my point here about not being able to build stars. What's the guy that's fighting on the? What's the guy? Michael. Dang it! I got it right here on my Facebook. Here it is. Michael Chandler. Why aren't we getting Michael Chandler versus Conor on the White House card or the International Fight Week card? I mean, I guess if Chandler wins, we could still get Conor versus Chandler on the International Fight Week card, but I don't know. I get it. It's a business decision. They know millions of people are going to watch the Freedom 250, the UFC, the White House card. You don't really have to put Conor on that. You can put Conor on another card, and it's still going to do gangbuster numbers. But for the UFC to talk all this talk about, the best fight the best here, and I'm not saying they don't, but the public wants to see Conor versus Chandler. Give that to us. Let us have that. But otherwise, I mean, it's a good card, the UFC 250. So y'all can go check that out. I'm looking forward to it. The Freedom 250 from the White House. It's going to be really cool to watch. Dang it, we want Conor McGregor. He's ready. He says send the contract. He'll fight anybody. I'm ready for it. Come on, man. Come on. I didn't mean to get on a rant there about boxing. I mean, about UFC. I really didn't. I log back into my X here. Let's check out this video from Jesse Jackson Jr. I do want to say one thing. Now, I said this during the break on the live stream, but for folks listening on the radio, we got a text from a guy, and I read the whole thing. I'm not going to read it twice, blaming what happened at Walmart in Magee, saying that clearly somebody that works at Walmart had to have said something racist to that woman for her to act like that. And that brings up a really good point. Whether that's true or not, doesn't matter. Words are not weapons. Like somewhere, black people have been given some really bad advice, or really, we'll call it misinformation. That's a very popular word in Democrat circles. Black folks have been given some misinformation that is detriment to their freedom. somebody being racist to you, somebody saying racist things to you, somebody telling you no, as disappointing and or offensive as some of that stuff may be, in a court of law, it's not criminal. You know what is criminal? Destroying all the fine china at Wally World with a baseball bat. Attacking a gas station clerk at Dandy Dan's when you go behind the counter and put your hands on him. Punching somebody, attacking somebody, whatever you want to call it, for a perceived racial comment towards you, whether it's as much as the N-word or some low-key jab. You're going to go to jail for that. Is that worth it to let somebody, let's just say you're 100% in the right and they're racist. Is it worth it to let them know that it bothered you that much, that they got to you? Look, I'm going to tell you, somebody that gets stuff hurled at me all the time. I get verbally attacked. I get crazy people coming up to me in public trying to push my buttons. What I've learned is if you'll do your best to ignore that and not let them know that that bothers you, that will bother them way more than what they said will bother you. That's just some free advice from the Clay Edwards Show right there. If people are doing something that they know bothers you, they're going to keep doing it. It's like the rules of the internet. If somebody complains about somebody doing something to them on the internet, you know what happens? The internet quadruples down and does more of it. If you don't let them know it bothers you, it usually stops. I know there's a rule of thumb about sometimes you got to punch a bully in the face for them to understand that you're not going to be bullied. And I'm not saying that ain't true. I believe that is in fact true. But you have to understand that with that comes consequences and repercussions potentially. Is it worth catching a charge that's going to follow you through the rest of your life to attack a racist or to destroy a Walmart or whatever the case may be? Because they're not going to catch a charge. Walmart certainly ain't catching a charge. The gas station attendant, he's certainly not catching a charge. The video clearly shows that woman going behind the counter and attacking him. You know, him dragging her out by her feet is just self-defense at minimum. She's going to catch a charge. They're both probably catching felonies. They're going to haunt them for the rest of their lives. Why would you give the other person that kind of power over you, to give them that victory? Look, nobody backs baby in a corner. Well, you showed them your back crap crazy. Let's take a break. When we come back, we're finally going to play this Jesse Jackson Jr. video. I apologize for not playing it sooner. I get on my rants, and we got 3 hours this morning. I got a lot of talking to do. We'll be right back. The Clay Edwards Show, 103.9 WYAB.
WYAB.
Need a new car? Then march right over to Mazda of Jackson and spring in the savings. Get 1.9% financing for 63 months on all 2025 CX-5s, 2026 CX-90s, CX-50s, CX-70s, and Mazda 3s with approved credit. And get 1-year maintenance included on your new vehicle purchase. Don't wait another minute to experience Mazda's exhilarating performance, top-notch safety, and reliability. So get to Mazda of Jackson today, where pre-owned vehicles and hassle-free trade-in options are also available. Shop online or visit Mazda of Jackson, I-55 Frontage Road.
Looking for adventure, amazing food, and a little relaxation all in one place? You'll find it at Cypress Point Resort in Brandon. Load up the family and experience a real drive-through safari, petting zoo, and thrilling guided Jeep tours. Then slow it down with mouth-watering steaks at the steakhouse, or grab drinks and live music at the tavern. Planning a wedding or reunion? Cypress Point Resort has beautiful venues and cozy lodging. Ready for your big day or just a weekend escape? It's everything you love about the outdoors with a touch of luxury. Cypress Point Resort. Wild fun right around the corner.
For decades, you've known the name Martin's for good times, great food, and the best live music. Now that's happening at 2 locations, downtown Jackson and Livingston. Check the websites, martinslivingstonms.com and martinsdowntownjxn.com for the many special events and live music lineups. You can chill with friends on the big patio at the Livingston location and enjoy the blue plate lunches and nightly drink specials. Martin's, downtown and Livingston.
Ladies, tired of running on empty, sleepless nights, mood swings, stubborn weight, skin that has lost its glow? It is not just getting older. It is your body begging for help. Hey, y'all, I'm Morgan at Women's Wellness in Mississippi. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, we bring it all together. Hormone therapy, medical weight loss, and the latest, greatest aesthetic treatments like facials, lasers, Botox, and so much more. This is where wellness and beauty meet so that you can feel amazing inside and out. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, the best version of you is waiting right around the corner.
Looking to make technology work for your business instead of the other way around? Visit brentech.ms today. From reliable network infrastructure and wireless internet to cloud or on-premise backups, Brentech has solutions that keep your business connected, secure, and running smoothly. Don't let tech headaches slow you down. Discover how Brentech can simplify and elevate your business at brentech.ms. That's brentech.ms. Brentech, technology made easy.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Spring is in the air and temperatures are on the rise, requiring us to run the AC nonstop. Don't let those days sneak up on you. Call Pure Air Consultants today for your spring inspection on your AC system. Pure Air Consultants, your go-to Ring Pro partner that can get the job done and have you resting in comfort in no time at all. Locally owned and operated, Ring and Pure Air Consultants to the rescue. Contact Pure Air Consultants today online at mypureconsultants.com. That's mypureconsultants.com.
Here at Lake and Glass and Tint, we've become well known for 2 things, window tint and windshields. Now, when it comes to window tint, you already know that we're the go-to for home, car, and office. And as always, we offer free consultations. So if you're in the need of window tint or windshields, give us a call, 601-946-1000. Check us out on Facebook or Instagram or at lakeandglassandtint.com. Lake and Glass and Tint, where quality matters.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did? Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you.
Located in Ridgeland and Flora, come see me, Jamie Creel, Shelter Insurance.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This is the Clay Edwards Show.
Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show, 103.9 WYAB. I'm inside the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios, where you can always text Clay for a free testosterone screening today, 601-800-5130. Just text my name, CLAY, and you're going to get a human being, not a bot, text you right back within a few minutes and ask you, are you looking for testosterone or are you looking for weight loss or both? And you're going to have a good conversation with them and get you an appointment. And boom, shaka-laka boom. You're going to be on the way back to getting your manhood back, to losing weight, to achieving those fitness goals. All right. Ellis Autoplex text line is 769-241-1944. If you want to call into the show, 601-879-0002. I know it's a lot of phone numbers to give out. It is. I get it. You want to email clay@wyab.com. This segment brought to you by our friends over at Shelter Insurance Agents. You know, when you get after a storm, it's a good time to remind people, or maybe a good time for you to be thinking to yourself, I sure wish I had a local insurance agent. It'd be a lot easier to text or call Jamie Creel, one of his great local agents, from a local phone number than having to get online and download the app and remember a password and talk to somebody at a call center over in Pakistan to make a claim to get them to then send somebody out to inspect the damage. And all that could have been circumvented by having a local agent like Jamie Creel and his team on your side with Shelter Insurance. Google him today. Shelter Insurance, Jamie Creel. He's got an office right here in Florida at the Cotton Exchange Plaza and one out in Ridgeland right next to Fleet Feet there on 51. Home, life, car, business, health, they got you covered. If it can be insured, Jamie Creel, Shelter Insurance can insure it. Renter's insurance, they can do it all. Check them out today. All right. Let's see here. I've been talking about it. Let's just get to it. Jesse Jackson Jr. I didn't want to save this video right here. I want to circle back. I know we had talked a minute ago about it's Sarah Adlika is the girl running against Cindy Hyde-Smith. So we had talked about that earlier. I could not remember her name. So anyway, we may circle back to that video that she did there. But let's get over to my bookmarks here on X and let's see what Jesse Jackson Jr. had to say about his father's funeral being politicized. Man, I got a lot of interesting thoughts on the Jesse Jackson stuff. I really do. Because he did Trump dirty. He did Trump real dirty. Trump did a lot for that man. Trump told some stories about that the other day. And Jesse just did him dirty. He put his race in front of everything. Trying to find the best format there. All right, let's hear what Jesse Jackson Jr. had to say about the three-headed Democrat president beast, or four-headed, technically, if you count Kamala too as former vice president, turning his dad's funeral into a political rally.
Yesterday, I listened for several hours of three United States presidents who do not know Jesse Jackson.
Don't know it.
He maintained a tense relationship with the political order, not because the presidents were white or black, but the demands of our message, of speaking for the least of these, those who were disinherited, the damned, the dispossessed, the disrespected, demanded not Democratic or Republican solutions, but demanded a consistent prophetic voice that at no point in time ever sold us out as a people. And it speaks volumes about who the Reverend Jesse Jackson was. Our message has already been delivered today. I can see it all over my mother's face. Rise, Jesse, rise. Give Jonathan Jackson another great round of applause for delivering our family message to the world.
So Jesse Jackson Jr. seemed none too thrilled about his father's, get my stuff pulled back up here, about his father's service being hijacked by the living former Democrat presidents and turned into an anti-Trump rally. So, I sent that to Kim Wade yesterday, maybe, or maybe it was Sunday. And, Kim brought up an interesting point. Let me pull my text message up here. Let's see here. Kim and I text a lot, so I got to scroll back just a little bit here. Yeah, so I sent that to Kim and said, I didn't expect to hear this today. And Kim said, well, remember, Obama's DOJ prosecuted Jesse Jr. and Biden's DOJ didn't pardon him. He says, so I can see why his jaw may be a little tight. So you know what? I'd forgotten about that, and I still don't remember what exactly he did. I guess we can Google it real quick. But wouldn't that be quite the trump card if Trump pardoned him, pardoned Jesse Jackson Jr. after the Democrats wouldn't. Now, Trump doesn't have to do anything to curry any favor with the black community anymore. He's not running for president again. I know Democrats are brainwashed into thinking that Trump's going to try to run in 2028. And if he does, I'll be the most surprised person. I promise. But I'll vote for him a fourth time. I'll be first in line, loudly and proudly vote for Donald Trump for a fourth time for a third term. Frank, we want to get that W for 2020 back. I think it might take it's going to take more than 4 years to fix the 4 years of damage that the Joe Biden regime did to America. I think I think fair is fair. We need 8 years. 8 more years. Well, 7 more if you count from now forward. It's going to take a little bit bigger reclamation project than we thought. It's like when you buy an old house to flip. I know you buy an old house to redo and move in, and you find some problems that you didn't know existed, like some mold, some stuff like that, some just like some problems that hid behind the problem. It's going to take a little bit longer to fix this thing than we thought it was. I think another term, fair is fair, guys. I mean, you stole an election, and there's going to be some consequences and repercussions for that. Possibly, some public. We'll see. But my point being, Trump could pardon him. I would even suggest maybe should pardon him. I don't even know what he did yet. I'm gonna look it up here in a minute. I think Trump spent a lot of time trying to pander to a certain demographic of the black audience the last few years with some of his pardons and some of the things he did to try to really go out of his way to do right by black folks. And it wasn't appreciated. It didn't help. Not in the public view. I'm not saying it didn't help the people he helped and that they aren't appreciative for it. But from a public perspective, like wide swaths of people, I don't know that it helped. And at least the reactions I see from a large majority of black folks, well, let me just be honest, like the urban Democrat black folks, and even a lot of suburban Democrat black folks, Trump's still a racist. He's still all these things to them, though they can never tell you what. But I think I've figured out what it is. They don't like us. We like Trump. So therefore, it has to be because of racism that we like this white guy, this white politician. So it can only be because he's racist is why we like him in their minds. Because nothing in his track record says he's a racist. Oh, God. He posted a video that had the Obamas as gorillas. You gonna tell me that ain't racist? Yeah. I'm going to look you dead in the eye and tell you that ain't racist. As a matter of fact, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And even if we wanted to play along with that and say, oh, you know what, maybe that was. But what about everything before that? Because, last I checked, I've been screaming this man was a racist since he came down that golden escalator in 2015 with Melania by his side and tore a hole in the space-time continuum and turned this world upside down. Showed us just how mentally weak and unstable a bunch of so-called grown men are with their TDS. Trump ain't racist. Water's wet. The sky's blue. You're a Democrat, and I never want to be like you. Let's take a break. We'll be right back here on the Clay Edwards Show. 103.9 WYAB.
.1039 WYAB.
This is Central Mississippi's Stimulating Talk.
1039 WYAB. Pocahontas, Jackson.
Hey guys, this is Casey Ellis with Ellis Autoplex, located on Highway 471 in Brandon. Ellis Autoplex, known as Little Truck City, is your old school mom and pop style dealership that's family owned and operated. We specialize in 4-wheel drive trucks, but don't worry, we have cars and SUVs too. Looking to sell your vehicle? Bring it by Ellis Autoplex, where we pay fair market value and we cut you a check on the spot. Need your vehicle service or repaired? We can handle that too. Shop us online or set your appointment at ellisautoplex.com. That's ellisautoplex.com.
Hey, Rankin County, swing by the locally owned and award-winning 042 Wine and Spirits on Highway 80 next to Sonny's Barbecue in Brandon today. We've got one of the largest selections around with over 200 bourbons and whiskeys to ignite your taste buds, more than 50 vodkas, 50-plus tequilas, 30-plus rums, and ready-to-drink cocktails, as well as premium scotches. And get this, we've got over 400 wines in stock for the perfect pairing anytime. Discover your new favorites today at 042 Wine and Spirits right next to Sonny's Barbecue, Highway 80, Cross Gates, Brandon.
Hey guys, I have a secret for you. We notice when you're tired all the time. We notice when your drive is gone. We notice when you're just not feeling that into us. But here's the good news. It might not be your age. It might be your testosterone level. Hey y'all, I'm Morgan at Men's Health of Mississippi. We help men just like you. We specialize in giving you back your strength, your energy, stamina, and confidence. Don't settle for feeling less than your best. Call Men's Health of Mississippi today to find out what your testosterone level is. Trust me, we'll notice that too.
Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is leveling up. A whole new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is now open at the Reservoir at Beethoven's Boardwalk in Ridgeland, right next door to Cock of the Walk. And the new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris will have all of your old favorites too, like the Acme Dynamite Balls and Garlic Knots, and the best specialty pizzas ever, like the Pig, the Sergeant Pepperoni, the Surf and Turf, and lots more. Come to the all-new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris location on the Res in Ridgeland, next door to Cock of the Walk.
For over 15 years, A1 Gear and Auto has been your hometown specialist for your auto repair and maintenance needs. From brake repair to placement to radiators, engines, starters, alternators, heat, and AC water pumps, and more, A1 will get your vehicle back up and running and on the road and in a timely manner. A1 is one of the only shops in the metro that specializes in rear differentials, rear ends, and rings and pinions. Call today to set up an appointment, or if you got questions, at 601-939-1060. A1 Gear and Auto, your hometown vehicle specialist.
When leaks, clogs, or cold showers slow you down, call on Anglin Plumbing, the plumbing experts who get the job done right the first time. Leaky faucet, sink, or toilet? Need a water heater installed? Call on Anglin Plumbing. You can always trust Anglin's reliable and hardworking technicians. Don't let plumbing headaches ruin your day. Call on Anglin Plumbing Service to get it fixed. And you can be a part of the team. Anglin Plumbing is now hiring. Learn more about Anglin Plumbing at anglinplumbing.com.
When it's time to get serious about work-ready equipment, come see me, Noah Sullivan, at H&H Chief Sales in Carthage. From rugged Big Tex trailers to durable CM and Legend X truck beds, H&H has what your truck needs to work harder and last longer. For the field, H&H carries reliable ag equipment from Salford, New Leader, and Chandler. Visit H&H Chief Sales in Carthage today or anytime at hhchiefsales.com. H&H, quality equipment, knowledgeable service, and solutions that work as hard as you do.
Need a new car? Then march right over to Mazda of Jackson and spring in the savings. Get 1.9% financing for 63 months on all 2025 CX-5s, 2026 CX-90s, CX-50s, CX-70s, and Mazda 3s with approved credit. And get 1-year maintenance included on your new vehicle purchase. Don't wait another minute to experience Mazda's exhilarating performance, top-notch safety, and reliability. So get to Mazda of Jackson today, where pre-owned vehicles and hassle-free trade-in options are also available. Shop online or visit Mazda of Jackson, I-55 Frontage Road.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This is the Clay Edwards Show.
Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show, 103.9 WYAB. Inside the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This segment brought to you by our friends over at Cowden Electric. Guys, storm done come through, and there was a lot of power outages around central Mississippi, around Mississippi in general. If you had a home generator, it didn't affect you, did it? Yeah, that son of a gun just cranked right on up. When the power went out, it's running silent. You don't even hear it. Or maybe you just need maybe you got yours set up where you just got the plug that comes down and a couple of important breakers that run a few important things. Maybe you got some medical equipment at the house there. Maybe somebody's on something important there, some kind of breathing stuff, dialysis. I don't know, whatever. Some hospice type stuff, you know. Maybe you got to keep that deep freeze. Well, that deer meat you just spent thousands of dollars processing. Maybe, you want to make sure that don't go bad. That would suck, wouldn't it? I've heard nightmare stories about people losing their entire deer meat for the season because their power went out and the deep freeze went bad. You can avoid all that by reaching out to Marty Cowden over at Cowden Electric. Let them come by and give you an estimate on either a full permanent generator or, like I said, just getting it set up where you can use a portable generator, plug it in, and it run some predetermined breakers that'll power your deep freeze, your medical equipment, your internet, whatever, your air conditioning, some fans, whatever. Marty can do that. Cowden Electric. Check them out online. COWDEN, CowdenElectric.com. I'm wearing the shirt today, as a matter of fact, for those watching on the Mazda Jackson live stream. But look, they can do anything else you got to. Any service call you got, new construction, remodels, additions, they got you. Cowden Electric. They've been in business right here in Central Mississippi for 2 generations, well over 50 years. Marty, I know, has been pulling wire, doing electrical stuff. I think it's the only job he's ever had. He's been doing it for every bit of 30 years. Do it blindfolded, I bet. Check them out, CowdenElectric.com. All right, let's shift gears here. Now, I haven't vetted this story. I just saw it when I logged on Facebook, but it's right in my wheelhouse. We don't reference the Mississippi Today too often around here. And that's by design, I can assure you. But the headline reads, he was supposed to get married, but in a Mississippi ice facility, he was told no. Air quotes in the studio, no. And if you see the picture here, that's a he. That's a lot of assuming right there. Which one is the air quotes in the studio? He. The she with the septum ring through her nose looks more like the he than the one I think is the he. I digress. Let's go over here to the story. It says, what kind of names are these? Mukta Joshi is a part of the New York Times Local Investigative Fellowship. That name threw me off there. It says Melvin Funes, 22, and Hannah, 22. I apologize. Melvin Funes, 22. What was I reading there? 22. Anyway, 22. And Hannah Klein, 21, met 2 years ago on Instagram. It's always the gram. He slid them DMs, slid up in the DMs. It goes down in the DMs, so they say. It says they both lived with their parents in Lakeland, Florida at the time. They'd play video games and chat endlessly online, often until they fell asleep together on FaceTime. Oh. They bonded over date nights at Chili's. And they shared a love for movies and seafood boils. They liked them baby back Chili's, baby back ribs. A year later, they moved out of their parents' home and began living in a new apartment with Funes' dog and kitten they adopted together. In the fall of 2025, they decided they were ready to get married. They made plans for a simple courtroom ceremony in January. Klein was excited. He was going to buy a ring and randomly propose, she said. But as the Trump administration's immigration crackdowns intensified across the nation, the couple became nervous. Klein is a U.S. citizen. Funes is not. His mother had brought him to the U.S. from Honduras when he was 5 months old. See, there's the part that I've been waiting to get to. There's the part where, well, why is he in an ICE facility, I wonder? Oh, that's right, because he's here illegally. Clay, he's a dreamer. He's a dreamer, Clay. The dreamers get to stay. I have a dream myself. Anyway, I'll tell you all about that later. Anyway, it says, quote, I would have nightmares of him getting picked up by ICE, Klein said. On the morning of November 29th, just as they had feared, Funes was stopped by police. A headlight on his car had been out, and the local sheriff's department held him for immigration and customs enforcement, or ICE. When he was unable to produce proper documentation, Funes was held for weeks in Florida and Louisiana and was transferred in December to the Adams County Correctional Center, a private for-profit detention facility in Natchez, Mississippi. The couple didn't give up on their marriage plans, though. They're dreamers. Starting in January, Funes began submitting requests to hold a ceremony at the Core Civic owned by Mississippi Detention Center, something that has long been allowed under federal rules. Yeah, but has marrying an illegal immigrant been allowed? I'm asking a serious question here. Let's continue reading. Using a tablet given to him by the facility and the detention center's electronic portal, he repeatedly inquired about the marriage process. So I'm guessing if she marries him, he gets to stay. Is that how that works? You ever tried to have a green card? I mean, I got some buddies that have brought wives over, that have bought wives, like mail order brides from like Ukraine and from what's that other country? What's that country? Thailand, Bangkok. They got to stay married for X amount of time before they can get their citizen card. Anyway, says his first request was addressed to Core Civic and directed at the chaplain. The chaplain told Funes that his first conversation needed to be with the ICE representative. Funes' subsequent request to ICE, reviewed by the Mississippi Today, always received anonymous responses. Each request was closed with one response saying, "We do not allow detainees to get married at this facility." Federal policy since 2019 has stated that marriage requests by ICE detainees will be considered on a case-by-case basis. It states that the request is ordinarily granted unless a facility administrator or field office director determines they are compelling government interest to deny it, or that the marriage meets other criteria for denial, such as posing a security threat. Prior to 2019, the policy explicitly stated that the compelling interest did not include the possibility of a marriage allowing a detainee to avoid deportation, language that is no longer included in the policy. Let me read that again to make sure I hear that right. Prior to 2019, the policy explicitly stated that, quote, compelling interest did not include the possibility of a marriage allowing a detainee to avoid deportation, language that is no longer included in the policy. So they were able to deny it for compelling interest. And one of the compelling interests is that they could not deny it for, or wouldn't deny it for, would be to get married to avoid deportation. They've since removed that, saying that that can be one of the reasons, and it absolutely should be one of the reasons to avoid it, to not allow it, should I say. Like, you shouldn't be allowed to just get married and stay. You snuck in. Now, do I think there should be a process for people like this to where they don't have to go back to somewhere they've never been, like to Honduras? Absolutely. I'm not going to sit here and be a heartless bastard and say that this guy that got brought here when he was 5 months old and no control of his own shouldn't be allowed a process to get fast-tracked and rubber-stamped as a U.S. citizen. I believe that should happen. I'm not that heartless. I'm not that blind to what's going on here. But we got to figure out how to do that. And until then, do I think he should be stuck in a prison? Frankly, no, I don't. I really don't. But unfortunately, you got to lump everybody in until you can get it figured out. It sucks, but at the end of the day, we got to vet you. We got to make sure that since you came in the wrong way, at no fault of your own, because your mama snuck you in here, but at no fault of your own, you're here illegally. Illegal's illegal. There's a lot of other people too that are here illegally that are dangerous. Like, see, we don't know when you got here. I mean, you say when you were 5 months old. How far does your documentation go back to prove that? Have you been living life here since you were 5 months old without a social security number? I mean, I don't know this. I'm asking. I haven't talked a whole lot about like the immigration stuff. I mean, like the immigration side of this. We've talked about white liberals falling on the sword to protect illegal immigrants and all this other stuff. But we haven't really talked about these type cases on this show. Because frankly, not a whole lot of them in Mississippi that I've heard about. And this one ain't really in Mississippi either. It's just being held in a Mississippi ICE facility, but he's from Florida. So is it sad? Do I have some sympathy and empathy for the guy and his girl? I do. I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, I'm not a heartless bastard. But until we can figure out a way to circumvent, to fast track it, to whatever we got to do, it just sucks. It is what it is. You should have figured out a way to have gotten legal over your 20 plus years here. Sorry about your luck. Let's take a break. This is the Clay Edwards Show. We'll be right back here on 103.9 WYAB.
WYAB.
From a cabin on a creek to a field where the big bucks sneak. Oh yeah! Tom Smith Land and Homes. Find your place where your roots can grow. From hunting ground to your front door key, call the landman of Mississippi. Tom Smith Land and Homes. Yeah, the landman's who you need. Brought to you by Tom and Ellen Smith. Tom Smith Land and Homes. That's it.
Yazoo Valley Electric Power Association wants you to stay away from downed power lines. Downed power lines carry the risk of deadly electric shock, even if the broken wire is not sparking. If a wire is crossing a road or driveway, avoid the area and keep others away. If you see a downed power line, back away and call your utility company or 911. When you call, be prepared to provide the specific address or location of the downed power line so a repair crew can get there as quickly as possible. This safety message brought to you by Yazoo Valley Electric Power Association.
Hi, this is Lee Atkins of Home Care Plus in Ridgeland. We are a proud carrier of Abena Premium Incontinence products. Abena has the most absorbency available, making changes and leaks less likely. After 7 years as a seller, I can tell you these products are amazing and worth every penny to quality of life for patient and caregiver. And we ship all incontinence products as well. So please come see us at Home Care Plus in Ridgeland for all the incontinence needs of you or your family member. That's Home Care Plus in Ridgeland.
Hey guys, this is Casey Ellis with Ellis Autoplex, located on Highway 471 in Brandon. Ellis Autoplex, known as Little Truck City, is your old school mom and pop style dealership that's family owned and operated. We specialize in 4-wheel drive trucks, but don't worry, we have cars and SUVs too. Looking to sell your vehicle? Bring it by Ellis Autoplex, where we pay fair market value and we cut you a check on the spot. Need your vehicle service or repair? We can handle that too. Shop us online or set your appointment at ellisautoplex.com. That's ellisautoplex.com.
Grizz Nation, get your family, friends, and fellow fans together and get to FedEx Forum in Memphis for the next Grizzlies home game on Thursday, March 12th. The Grizz take on the Dallas Mavericks at home in a division matchup tipping off at 7 p.m. Get your best Memphis Grizzlies seats today at grizzlies.com/tickets or the FedEx Forum box office in Memphis.
Even with interest rates higher than recent norms, real estate values are still holding strong in Mississippi. We caught up again with one of Mississippi's top real estate agents, Shane Saxon, to explain his recent activity in the market.
In the last year or so, it's been the best of my career. Interest rates have been high, but the real estate market is here to stay. Land values especially are continuing to rise. Home values are holding. If you need help with anything in real estate, just give me a call.
Find Shane Saxon on Facebook or give him a call at 601-540-5040. Offer property 601-724-1435.
Need a new car? Then march right over to Mazda of Jackson and spring in the savings. Get 1.9% financing for 63 months on all 2025 CX-5s, 2026 CX-90s, CX-50s, CX-70s, and Mazda 3s with approved credit. And get 1-year maintenance included on your new vehicle purchase. Don't wait another minute to experience Mazda's exhilarating performance, top-notch safety, and reliability. So get to Mazda of Jackson today, where pre-owned vehicles and hassle-free trade-in options are also available. Shop online or visit Mazda of Jackson, I-55 Frontage Road.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind with friends and family? El Patrio Mexican Restaurant is calling your name. With locations in Flowood and Cross Gates, Brandon, El Patrio is the cozy, family-owned gym where great food meets great times. Enjoy El Patrio's signature margaritas and happy hour specials that keep their customers coming back for more. Indulge in their authentic Mexican dishes prepared with love and served in a warm, family-friendly atmosphere. Come to El Patrio and taste the traditions. El Patrio, where family, flavor, and fun come together.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This is the Clay Edwards Show.
Welcome back in. Short segment here towards the end of the second hour. We got a whole nother hour to go. We'll have Andrew Allgosser, no breaks, in here with us in hour 3. We got some breaking news, however. If you're watching on the Mazda of Jackson live stream, we have the mugshot of Black Girl Tragic. Our girl that got arrested down there in Magee for beating up and destroying the fine china section at the Walmart with a baseball bat. It says here on the Magee Police Department Facebook page, the Magee Police Department has arrested and charged Sophia Anglittle Duckworth with felony malicious mischief for damages exceeding $1,000. All suspects are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. That is from Chief Dennis J. Borges, if I'm saying that name right, of the Magee Police Department. She appears to be 5'2", 3, 6. She appears to be 5'6" in height, according to the measuring stick here behind her. So, short thing. Dynamite comes in small packages, I guess. Man, I would love to know what pushed her over the edge to give her to make her think that was remotely acceptable behavior. If you're just tuning in, you can go back and watch the video there from the first part of the show, or on my social medias at SaveJXM from over the weekend, of her destroying the fine china section at Walmart in Magee with a baseball bat in a complete overreaction to possibly anything that could have been said to her by a Walmart employee. So I'm gonna guess it wasn't much. I said my suspicion was that she got told no about something, a return, that she got told no about a return, or was asked to have an ID to cash a check, or something. It was something very little that the rest of us all had to deal with every day. And she didn't deal with it well. Somebody backed baby in a corner. And baby came out swinging with a baseball bat. Well, at least it was the china and not a person. We'll be right back. 7 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
This is Central Mississippi's Stimulating Talk.
1039 WYAB, Pocahontas, Jackson.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by JTV.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. We begin with developing news from New York City, where Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch has just weighed in on 3 homemade bombs near the mayor's mansion.
I can confirm this morning that this is being investigated as an act of ISIS-inspired terrorism.
She says one of the IEDs thrown during anti-Islam counter-protests outside Gracie Mansion was made with materials that have been used in ISIS attacks in the past.
We were fortunate that the devices used this weekend did not cause the kind of harm that they were certainly capable of causing. But luck is never a strategy.
The FBI also investigating. 3 people are in custody. Iran has launched more attacks on Israel and Gulf countries hours after Iranian state TV announced the late Ayatollah's son, Mujtaba Khamenei, would succeed him as supreme leader. Correspondent Bramy Inocencio is at the foreign desk.
He's been a secretive man. He's never given a speech, hasn't been seen out and about in public. No word yet on if or really when he might give an address. But Israel's defense minister last week said that the next supreme leader, whoever it will be, quote, a target for assassination.
The conflict continues to take a toll on energy prices, and that's rocking the markets. The Dow is down 669 in early trading. Correspondent Nicole Killian from Washington.
Oil prices top $100 a barrel overnight for the first time in 4 years, while gas prices are up nearly 50 cents over the past week. The president predicted they'll eventually drop rapidly. Energy Secretary Chris Wright on Face the Nation.
They shouldn't go much higher than they are here because the world is very well supplied with oil.
Today's average for a gallon of regular gas in the U.S. is about $3.48. There are calls for a royal boycott overseas.
I'm Vicky Barker in London, where eyebrows have been raised over President Trump's recent posts attacking the UK and its prime minister over Britain's initial refusal to have anything to do with the U.S.-Israeli operation against Iran. There are even calls here for King Charles to cancel next month's state visit to the U.S. Here's Ed Davey, head of the Liberal Democrat Party.
We've seen Donald Trump's attacks on our Commonwealth ally, Canada, and now we've seen him attack our country, and I don't want our king to be put in such an embarrassing situation.
Police say Rihanna was inside but not injured when someone fired 7 shots at her mansion in Beverly Hills. This woman lives nearby.
Well, I was just washing dishes in my house and I heard shots. I was a little shocked. You know, we don't hear that kind of thing in this neighborhood.
A 30-year-old woman is in custody. This is CBS News.
Looking for spring jewelry looks? Find them at Jewelry Television. New customers get $20 off purchases of $99 or more at jtv.com.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATT.
Local news is brought to you by Fusion Coffee House in the township in Ridgeland, reminding you to attend the free Township Jazz Festival on Saturday, April 11th.
Weathering the weather again and again. The high today is 79, and that comes with a 60% chance for storms. Tonight, the storm chances spill over, and the low is 65. The high is 83 Tuesday, and it's mostly cloudy. You've got news on 103.9 WYAB. I'm Chris Davis. You may have lost power or had a tree down from Saturday's storms. You've got 2 more chances for that kind of thing, and one is this afternoon and evening, says the National Weather Service. Central Mississippi has a 2 in 5 risk for strong to severe storms. And then Wednesday, as a cold front comes through, as it stands now, another 2 in 5 risk then. The threats both days include damaging winds, lightning, heavy rain, hail, and the possibility for tornadoes. As those storms came through Saturday night, they brought down trees and with them power lines. And even this morning, some people didn't have their lights back. Byram may have been the metro community most affected by the storms, with plenty of trees down there. Madison and Clinton also reported flooding, though, mainly during the storms. The man who was killed in a wreck in Greene County Friday while riding a Harley has been ID'd by the Highway Patrol as 69-year-old Thomas J. Everett of Daphne, Alabama. The Highway Patrol says Everett was riding his bike on Highway 98, ran off the road and hit a pole. He died at the scene. You've probably been watching the gas prices over the last week with concern and consternation. Now Mississippi's average is where it hasn't been in a long time, right at $3 per gallon, says Gas Buddy. In the Jackson Metro, the cheapest gas is at a couple of stations in Brandon and Jackson that are selling it for $2.79 per gallon of regular. The sharp rise is being attributed to what's happening in the Middle East. More news in 1 hour on 103.9 WYAB. I'm Chris Davis.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are the individual views and opinions of the people expressing them and do not necessarily reflect those of this radio station, its parent, affiliated, or related entities, agents, or employees.
Welcome to the Clay Edwards Show. More adrenaline.
You know, it's a pretty interesting time to be alive. What's the saying? May the times you live in be interesting. We have accomplished that.
And more testosterone for your morning drive.
But when you know you've got a problem, how about tell people and be honest? What's going on?
Going to war on cancel culture and bringing the spotlight on issues and topics from around the city of Jackson.
I feel like Jackson, Mississippi.
No one else wants to talk about.
The whole system is corrupt and evil. It's unreal, and they don't care, and everybody knows that. It's just sad.
And fights for the soul of America.
I'm going to need y'all to explain to me what a positive solution is, because you positive solutions only people have been in charge for a while now, and I'm not seeing too many positive solutions.
You never met a motherfucker like me.
Strap in, turn up the volume, and get ready, Jackson, for unfiltered, no sugar added talk radio. It's award-winning podcaster Clay.
Boom goes the dynamite. It's hour 3 of the most incendiary show on the RADIO. This is the Clay Edwards Show. I am, of course, Clay Edwards, coming at you live on 103.9 WYAB. The Men's Health and Women's Wellness Studio is where we are. We're also streaming worldwide on the Mazda Jackson live stream over on Facebook, X, YouTube, and Rumble. And I was supposed to cut off one of the streams at the 2-hour mark so I could edit it later, and I forgot. And we have now surpassed that by 20 seconds, and it's too late. But hey, it is what it is. Just no reels today. That'll be fine. That will be fine. I can go edit it myself. Anyway, we got Andrew, all Gosser, no breaks. Andrew Gasser here in the studio with me for hour 3. He'll be live here on his show on WYAB from 10 to noon today, as he is every Monday through Friday. As long as he's available to be here. But there'll be something on in that time slot, Andrew related one way or another. We're glad to have Andrew here today. Real quick, before we get into all of it, this segment brought to you by our good friends over at Ellis Autoplex. Get by there today and check out all of their offerings. They call it Little Truck City for a reason. It's because they got a lot of trucks there on the lot available for you. They just expanded the lot too here in the last few months. Got a bunch of big lights up there. I drove by, told y'all I got out Saturday night driving in the rain and actually passed by Ellis Autoplex, and my buddy Richard had texted by and said, you can't miss it with the new lights out there. They're super bright. And man, I know what he meant now. Really, really bright lights out there. So if you do swing by at nighttime, you can definitely see what's going on there. But hey, daylight savings time started today, so I don't think you have to worry about doing too much shopping at nighttime over at Ellis Autoplex for the foreseeable future anyway. But with all that said, you can get by there today and check out all the inventory. They posted some good looking pictures on Facebook over the weekend of some incoming trucks that they got. I shared it over on my Facebook, but I'm pulling theirs up here real quick just while I got you here. And it said on the way. It said on the way. Man, they are doing so good with their social media. It just loaded up with all these F-150s. Man, here's a good looking truck right here. And I'm going to end it with this. You've got a 2023 F-150 Trimmer 4x4. Brings a lot of off-road attitude. It's got the 3.5 twin turbo EcoBoost. You know, my Raptor's got that. It's a little different version of that motor, but that twin, I'm telling you, I worked at Ford in 2011 when they introduced the EcoBoost engine. I liked it then. I like it even more now. I know people will say, well, they got this, they got that, whatever. It's a damn good motor. They sell a lot more of that than they do the 5.0. That twin turbo, that torque that it gives, it's unlike anything else on the road, in my opinion. But I'm a big fan. Swing by, check it out today. That one has only got 91,000 miles on it, right at 92,000 miles. Aggressively priced at $48,900, fully loaded too with that trimmer package. Got some aftermarket wheels and tires on it. Looks like it may have a level kit on it. Swing by and check it out today. Yeah, you can give them a call, 601-591-7911, or just ellisautoplex.com or Ellis Autoplex on Facebook. That charcoal gray looks good, man. I love a charcoal gray. But swing by there, check them out today. And of course, don't forget, they buy vehicles too. Don't deal with the marketplace maniacs and the Craigslist crazies. Kim Wade sent me a story from the Gateway Pundit last night. Said, you've been calling it. A fella bought a Ford Ranger, I think, or S10 or something like that. Maybe a Nissan pickup, bought a little truck off of somebody off Facebook Marketplace, was having like a little problem with it or something. Felt like they screwed him over. Well, what did this guy do in reaction to, he was supposed to meet with him to get the title or something from him, to sign a bill of sale or something real simple like that. What did he do? He murdered the woman and her child over feeling like he got slighted on a Facebook Marketplace deal I think stabbed the baby in the head. Over a Facebook Marketplace deal gone bad in his mind, and he was so heartless about it that he took a nap in the cop car on the way to the station. Was just so relaxed in what he had done, like a 20-year-old man. I'm not trying to make a joke out of this. I'm not trying to, push you to a dealership, but y'all know this is one of my hills to die on. Is not meeting people is not dealing with people off Facebook Marketplace. They're crazy. And I'm just telling you from personal experience, if you can avoid selling anything on there, take your gun to a gun store. You can't sell guns on there anyway, but take your gun to a gun store, take your car to a dealership, take your guitar to a pawn shop or a music store. Do not try to meet these crazy people. And dang sure, like guns and jewelry. Oh my goodness. Don't try to sell that stuff online. A lot of good places around here pay you plenty enough for it. Ain't nothing worth giving your life for. But anyway, Andrew Gosser, what's up, my friend?
Good morning. Good morning. Another great weekend at the BA farm. It was a good weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It was, the storm came through. I've never been so close to lightning in my life. All the hair on my body stood up, heard the crack. Neighbor's tree got confettied, fell down, barely missed our house.
Pull that mic in front of you, brother.
Barely missed a car, barely missed the house. And yeah, that was our Sunday.
Good. Sounds fun. Yeah, we let's see, Saturday. We got a lot of that out in the Brandon area. About Saturday afternoon, about 5 o'clock, 4:30, 5 o'clock. It started really rolling through. And I was outside working out in the garage. I was watching the radar. I knew it was coming. I could see the rain and all that. But man, I tell you what, one of those big thunderclaps.
Yep.
And I could hear it start to rumble a little bit. And then kaboom. Well, it got me. I mean, I knew it was coming. I still jumped probably 5 feet in the dang air. I think I pulled a muscle on my back when I did it, actually.
Yeah, when we had that happen, I had to go out and check. The sheep are fine, the chickens are fine, but our puppy dogs, they're not happy with thunder and lightning like that. So we went through about 24 cheap hot dogs and settled the troops, and good morale call. I've got 5 Great Pyrenees, and they're just the best. We don't have a coyote problem or a predator problem, but lightning is the one thing that none of them like.
Yeah, my dogs, especially my girl dog, my terrier, she's a rescue, and she I guess when she was out there on her own on the mean streets, weather probably scared her.
Yeah,
probably scares her. So when I came back inside, she glued to my calf, and wherever I walked through the house, she didn't come unconnected from me until for a while. Until I finally had to lock her out of the bedroom so I could get in the shower.
My goodness.
But I like that they trust me. I make them feel safe, and that's what it's supposed to be about right there. They do right by me, so I do right by them. But yeah, our animals are not big fans of bad weather.
Yep. And the other thing that happened this weekend, had to go to the Kroger to pick some cheap hot dogs up for the dogs.
Well, I want to congratulate you on saying it properly. You didn't put an S on the end of it. It's not plural. It is a singular. So congratulations on saying the Kroger, not the Krogers. So thank you.
I try, man. I try. But went to the Kroger, and I was looking at ground beef, and $20 a flipping pound.
What kind of ground beef was $20 a pound?
Grass fed.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there looking at this going, my goodness, I am so glad that I've got over 100 pounds of grass fed lamb burger for me and my family. And the prices of food in the Kroger are going up. We can a lot of our own food. We grow a lot of our own food. And I genuinely believe it allows us to enjoy some of the different things that we do in our family, because we're not sitting there paying some of those prices and just going up. I was absolutely floored. And talking to a guy of mine who runs cattle, he used to get those starter bull calves, $200 about 3 years ago. He just picked up, he got a steal. He got a few for $700 each. And man, the price of meat is just going to continue to go up.
So you're telling me that ground grass-fed beef was $20 a pound? Are you sure?
You want me to play the video?
Well, no, I'll take your word for it. So, they're not on my show anymore, but they're still a sponsor on the station here, Stonington Farm. I put up their website while you were talking, and they have their prices here. Theirs has not gone up any. Their ground beef is still $9.99 a pound, and if you buy 5 pounds or more, you get it for $9.50 a pound. Y'all can check out their website, stoningtonfarm.com. That's Stonington with 2 N's. But I believe you.
Yeah,
I
man.
see it there. I'm just shocked that it's double is that even from Mississippi? Is that even Mississippi grass-fed beef?
It doesn't say. It's truly organic grass-fed ground beef. $20 a package.
Are you sure it's a pound?
Yep, it's there. It says 16 ounces.
Yeah, dang. I'm not surprised it's more at Kroger. I'm just surprised that it's that much more. But Stonington has got theirs here for $9.99 a pound, $9.50 about 5 pounds or more. And they come up to this area once a month, or you can get it shipped up here if you can't wait. But I buy about 10 pounds at a time. 20 pounds. I got plenty. I am not in need for. Well, you can always have more. But
you can always have that next deep freeze ready to go.
Right. I mean, I'm sitting here thinking about it. I'm like, man, maybe I need to buy another 20 pounds while it's only $9.99. But I don't know. Are they susceptible? Are these independent ranchers like this? Are they susceptible as much to the pricing out there, to the market when they're selling themselves like this?
They're independent if they're well, I can only assume they're like us, to where it's the big thing is the inputs, the water bill, the grass, making sure that you're rotating them, taking the time to make sure the fencing's up.
Yeah,
if they're not supplementing them, they don't have to worry about food inputs. You do worry about minerals and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I mean, but what I'm talking about as far as like what has the price so high right now?
Oh, fear. I think so. Like, we look at the gas prices, right? And they just said that it's up almost $3. The United States gets less than 2% of its gas from the Strait of Hormuz in that part of the world. But because we're all plugged into our anxiety devices, we're fearful. We're afraid of stuff. And so the uncertainty drives up the scarcity, drives up the price.
Well, I mean, in defense, I'm not to be argumentative, but way before these existed, gas went up anytime there was unrest in the Middle East.
Correct. But we'd never had the availability to actually go in and say, okay, how much gas is really coming to Mississippi from the Middle East? How much gas is coming from the Middle East to the United States? It's less than 2%. Most of it goes to Japan, China, South Korea, Australia, India. They're the ones who are really feeling the pinch in this.
Yeah. Well,
we took all of Venezuela's oil and opened up our own oil reserves, and we're paying the fear tax of it, but in the actuality, we're not going to run out anytime soon.
No, we're not about to run out of fuel. They're never going to miss an opportunity to jack the prices up. But I did make a post the other day. I said, as high as gas is right now, it's still cheaper than at any time under the Biden regime.
Yep.
And we didn't have war in the Middle East to blame it on.
Nope.
So let that soak in. I mean, when a Democrat is in office, gas is always $4 a gallon.
$4.19. I can remember it plain as day.
I meant to take a dang picture the day of the election, and then like whatever current was, like 1 year later, so I could take a picture 1 year later. Yeah, I'm sure I can find it on the internet. I'm sure some other genius thought about it, because I didn't make that. I didn't think of that myself. I saw where somebody else had done it before previously. But like, I think they showed like Trump's last day in office in 2020, 2021, and then Biden's, like after a year of Biden or something like that.
Yep.
And showed how high gas was, or 4 years after whatever it was. Anyway, it was just ridiculous how much gas had gone up. I tell you what, let's take a break here. We got some breaking news, not necessarily related to this area, but up in North Mississippi, there's been a deadly shooting on I-55 up near South Haven. Some kind of road rage incident, I assume. And anybody over at WLBT that's listening, y'all's app update absolutely sucks. I don't know how many times you think we need to see this pop-up ad for every story, or every story we click on. Okay, I get it right at the beginning, but when I pick my phone back up, if it goes dark and I pick it back up and I'm still on that page, I don't need to see that ad that I can't X out of again. What I start doing when I get overserved ads is I make it a point to boycott that advertiser. So just a heads up, it's making y'all's app useless for at least somebody like me that actually uses it. So shout out to my friends over there at WLBT, but your technical department, your IT department, that over there at Gray Media or whatever, needs to do something about the app update. It looks great, but the pop-up ads are out of control. We'll be right back. This is the Clay Edwards Show, 103.9 WYAB with Andrew Gosser sitting in with me for the rest of the hour.
1039 WYAB.
Looking for adventure, amazing food, and a little relaxation all in one place? You'll find it at Cypress Point Resort in Brandon. Load up the family and experience a real drive-through safari, petting zoo, and thrilling guided Jeep tours. Then slow it down with mouth-watering steaks at the steakhouse, or grab drinks and live music at the tavern. Planning a wedding or reunion? Cypress Point Resort has beautiful venues and cozy lodging. Ready for your big day or just a weekend escape? It's everything you love about the outdoors with a touch of luxury. Cypress Point Resort. Wild fun right around the corner.
Hello, friends and neighbors. This is David Frederick. I'm here to tell you about the latest development here at Frederick Sales and Service in Brandon. In an effort to always bring you the very best brands, I am proud to announce that Frederick Sales and Service is Central Mississippi's newest dealer for Skag zero-turn mowers and products. We have deals on one of the industry's best brands of zero-turn mowers, Skag. You can buy now and pay later because 0% financing is also available at Frederick's. Come see our inventory. We're here serving you for over 3 decades in Brandon since 1993.
Still waiting by the phone? Yes. They won't call. They're a big corporation. They don't care about you. I know. Go with Advantage Business Systems. They offer the same office machines as the big guys. The difference is their great attentive service. They're local and always there for you.
I love you, Advantage Business Systems.
Make Advantage Business Systems your office supply steady. Visit absms.com. That's absms.com.
I'm speaking with Lee Bounds of Rapid Rate Mortgage. Why is Rita Jensen the type of real estate professional you are looking for?
As a mortgage professional, I look for making transactions easier, and Rita Jensen with Rematch Connection is a prime example of that. Her attention to detail, her strong communication skills really help us as a mortgage company make everything smooth. From start contract to close, she helps me.
RitaJensen.net.
The 19th Annual Township Jazz Festival is Saturday, April 11th in Ridgeland. 8 hours of live jazz, headlined by Grammy winner Nestor Torres. Also featuring the Tropic Owls from New Orleans, along with local favorites like the Vamps, Southern Comfort, the JSU Jazz Band, and much more. And admission still free. That's the Township Jazz Festival on Highland Colony Parkway in Ridgeland. Visit townshipjazzfestival.com.
Efficient and trouble-free payroll processing is crucial to a business's success, and a lot of businesses are struggling with it. PeopleLease, a local payroll provider, not only offers top-of-the-line software, but also provides on-demand payroll support services. With PeopleLease, you're never on your own at every step of your payroll process. PeopleLease has the expertise in managing payroll challenges and will work hard to understand your business and employees. That's what makes PeopleLease the perfect choice for you and your business. Learn more online at peoplelease.com.
Have you been injured through no fault of your own? Do you know your rights? Don Evans does. Do you really believe that the insurance company would disclose all information to you? Don Evans will make sure that you are fully informed. It costs nothing to discuss your case. From car wrecks to malpractice, Don Evans will make you and your family whole again. Don Evans won't ever charge unless he collects for you. Call Don for a free, no-obligation consultation at 601-969-2006.
Your pool should be something you enjoy, not something you fight with. Hi, I'm Darren with Elite Pools. At Elite Pools, we do more than just service. We take care of everything your pool needs, from your routine maintenance to your full repairs, upgrades, and even complete transformations. If your pool needs a little attention or a fresh start, then Elite Pools can bring it back to life. Visit Elite Pools online at elitepoolsms.com. That's elitepoolsms.com. Or give us a call. At Elite Pools, we keep you swimming.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This is the Clay Edwards Show.
Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show, 1039 WYAB. Here with Andrew Gosser inside the Men's Health, Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This segment brought to you by our friends over at Elite Pools. Guys, give Darren Solik a shout today for all your swimming pool needs. They're not really in the business of building too many, but if you want the perfect pool built, and I don't want to say money ain't a thing, but if you want the perfect pool built, a pool that's going to last forever, that you ain't going to have to do much more than the basic maintenance on, and you don't want to cut any corners, and you want it done right, reach out to Darren about that. But if you already got a pool, and you don't have a pool guy, or maybe you got a pool guy you're not happy with, maybe you got an inconsistent pool guy, maybe your pool guy likes to party too much, I don't know, but Darren gonna get taken care of. Is your pool green? Hold on before you put any chemicals in that thing. It could be a multitude of things that are causing it to be green beyond chemicals and atmospheric issues. Let them come out, let them test it, let them figure out what's going on, get it back right for you, get ready for the year, and then let him be your pool guy. Let him come out there, keep it cleaned up, keep the right chemical mixture in it, keep your water nice and crisp, keep that cloudy look out of it, have it good and clear and ready for the summer. Elite Pools. I think it's let me make sure I got the right website here. I always goof up on these websites. Got to remember so many websites now because we don't do phone numbers anymore. ElitePoolsMS.com, ElitePoolsMS.com. And hey, look, you need a liner? They use Merlin liners. They're 100% made in the USA vinyl. Also, they use Jandy equipment. That's Jandy. And it all comes with a 3-year parts and labor warranty, which is not a guarantee that most dealers make. That's going to cover parts like heaters, filters, pumps, return jets, and more. So check them out today, ElitePoolsMS.com. It doesn't matter where you're at in the state. He can come to you, ElitePoolsMS.com. All right, Andrew, man, let's see here, brother. I put some notes together. Let's see here. Yeah, let's hit this one real quick here. Mm-hmm. A 18-year-old boy killed his mom and stepdad. Do you know why?
No, sir.
He killed them to fund his Trump assassination attempt. He was going to that he got from their death to kill Trump. He was going to buy a drone, attach a bomb to it, and bomb Trump.
Wow.
So I want to read a little bit of this to you because there's more to this story than what they're telling us.
I agree.
And here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to give a little bit away here before I read it. He was going to escape to Ukraine via a cargo shipper. And he was talking to somebody online that has disappeared that knew he was going to do this stuff. So this is interesting. This reminds me a lot of some of these psyops, like our guy that shot Trump in Pennsylvania.
Oh, but the Butler, Pennsylvania guy.
Yeah. So check this out. And, what's weird too is this happened in Waukesha, Wisconsin. You know what else happened in Waukesha, Wisconsin?
Kenosha?
No, not Kenosha. Waukesha.
What was Waukesha?
Isn't that where Making a Murder happened? The Netflix documentary?
I'm not big on Netflix or TV, so I would not be the one to ask on that.
Yeah, well, I'm not asking. I'm telling you, it's where it happened. Yeah. But it's the Making a Murder. The guy who his family owned the auto parts recycling deal on the junkyard, and the girl came out from the Auto Trader magazine. He killed her, but they raped her, killed her, him and his nephew. And it was like this big, they couldn't have done it. They actually got released from prison, then rearrested, and they went to part 2. Anyway, y'all check that out. But that happened in the same place. There's some weird people up there, is my point.
Yep.
A lot of the people in the middle of the country are very weird.
Wisconsin and Illinois is an interesting place.
Ohio.
Oh, yeah.
More serial killers are from Ohio, I think, than anywhere else historically.
Upper Peninsula, Michigan. That's a weird group of people up there.
Yeah. A lot of weird stuff there in the middle of the flyover states, so to say. But with all that said, a Wisconsin man who killed his parents and stole their money to fund his plan to kill President Donald Trump with a bomb dropped from a drone was sentenced to life in prison Thursday. Nikita Kassup, 18, pled guilty in January to 2 counts of first-degree intentional homicide in Waukesha County Circuit Court in connection with the shooting deaths of his mother, Tatiana Kassup, and his stepfather, Donald Mayer. In 2025, prosecutors dropped 7 other charges in a plea deal, including 2 counts of hiding a corpse and theft. Yeah, he lived in the house with them for about 2 or 3 weeks after he did it, by the way.
Oh, my gosh.
So Judge Kassup may never change after horrific crime. Says first-degree intentional homicide carries a mandatory life sentence. The only question is Judge Ralph Ramirez began the sentencing hearing Thursday afternoon was whether he could make Kassup eligible for parole at some point or not, which he chose not to. Calling Kassup's offense is horrific and inexplicable Ramirez ultimately handed down 2 life sentences with no chance at extended supervision, the term Wisconsin criminal justice system uses for parole. The judge said he didn't have a crystal ball that would tell him when Kossip would change, if ever. He goes, I choose to find out. I'm sorry, let me see. I keep goofing this up. He goes, I choose to find he's not eligible for extended release because I do not know when and if whether a profound and significant change can occur. But bro, you kill 2 people, you don't ever deserve to walk free again, period, point blank. I don't know why we do that here in Mississippi. I've raised hell about it. A guy killed his mom and killed his stepdad and mom, got released after 20 years, and then goes out playing bumper cars drunk in the middle of the day, doesn't have his parole revoked, and then he ends up dying in a car wreck. His freedom cost him his life, but neither here nor there. So according to the criminal complaint, investigators believe Kossip shot his stepfather and mother in their home in the village of Waukesha on or around February 11, 2025. He lived with the decomposing bodies for 2 weeks before fleeing, and this is where it gets good, or this is where it gets crazy. Before he lived with the bodies for 2 weeks before fleeing across the country in his stepfather's SUV with $14,000 in cash, jewelry, and passports, as well as his stepfather's gun and family dog, according to the complaint. He was eventually arrested at a traffic stop in Kansas on February 28th after 4 days on the run. Federal authorities have accused Kossip of planning his parents' murder, buying a drone and explosives, and sharing his plans with others, including a Russian speaker. Now, what do they mean by Russian speaker? They said in a federal search warrant that he wrote a manifesto calling for Trump's assassination, and was in touch with others about the plot to overthrow the U.S. government. The killing of his parents appeared to be an effort to obtain the financial means and autonomy necessary to carry out his plan, the warrant said. Detectives found several messages on Kossip's cell phone from January 2025 in which Kossip asked how long he will have to hide before he is relocated to Ukraine. An unknown individual responded in Russian. The complaint said, but the document doesn't say what the other person told Kossip. They're hiding the guy's responses.
Yep.
In another message, Kossip asked, so while in Ukraine, I'll be able to live a normal life, ? Even if it's found out what I did, ? Prosecutors insist Kossip too dangerous to ever be released. That's just the headline here. Then it says DA Leslie Bosey told the judge Thursday Kossip was too dangerous to ever be released from prison. Pulling from an interview Kossip gave the FBI, Bosey said that Kossip and his mother moved to the U.S. from the Republic of Moldova, when Kossip was a grade schooler, but he became increasingly addicted to what she called disturbing websites as he grew older. She didn't elaborate, but at one point said he had been researching serial killers and school shootings. Bosey said Kossip developed a plan in late 24 to target Trump with an AK-47 style rifle attached to a drone. The man later decided he wanted to drop explosives on Trump from a drone and then flee by ship to Ukraine, where he planned to hide for a decade, according to the DA. Kossip told agents he wouldn't have cared how many people around Trump got hurt during the assassination attempt. He stated talking with 2 people online. He started talking with 2 people online who offered to sell him the drone and explosives. He sent them $8,700 in Bitcoin from his stepfather mayor's account without realizing they were scamming him and that there was never a drone or any explosives. He walked right into it, they said. Down here at the very end, we'll skip to what he said. He says, Kossip appeared to tremble as he listened to both sides make their cases. He gave a tearful speech saying that he loved his mother and was even worried about her all the time, even when she would reach for something on a high shelf. He said he wasn't as close with his stepfather, but his stepfather treated him like a son. And he says, but he became obsessed with hateful thoughts. And he says, quote, I thought I was part of a revolution, he said. I thought I was part of a war. I told myself bad things had to happen. Hold your thought.
Yep.
I'm going to let you crank up the next section because I know we both got some thoughts on this. We'll be right back with Andrew Gosser, and I want to unpack this a little bit. This is the Clay Edwards Show, 103.9.
.9 WYAB.
If you want the best health care, where do you go? The Mayo Clinic. If you want the best care for your vehicle, where do you go? Mayo Auto Clinic in Raymond. Mayo Auto Clinic does foreign and domestic vehicles and diesel repair. Mayo Auto Clinic has ASE certified techs with over 25 years of experience. You can extend the life of your car or truck when you take it to Mayo Auto Clinic. For cost-effective repairs and maintenance, go to the best, Mayo Auto Clinic. Open weekdays at 7 a.m. Highway 18 in Raymond.
This is Demario Davis from the New Orleans Saints. As a Brandon, Mississippi native, I've seen the positive effects Mercy House Adult and Teen Challenge has across the state. Help us restore broken families and fight against addiction by donating an unneeded vehicle, even if it doesn't run. Mercy House will pick it up for you. All paperwork is handled and you receive a tax deduction. Call 601-572-7296 or visit vehicledonationsms.com.
Thank you for helping us get our daddies back.
CBS News brief. The FBI and New York City police looking into possible terrorism connections amid improvised explosive devices that were thrown during rival protests outside the official residence of New York City's mayor over the weekend. CBS's Anna Schechter.
FBI is looking at, did they travel and meet with people? Did they get training overseas? So that's a really key part of this investigation.
Secretary of State Rubio today on the state of the war in Iran.
This regime in Iran has less missiles, has less launchers, their factories work less, and their navy is being eviscerated. And the world is going to be a safer and a better place when this mission is accomplished.
TSA staffing issues now popping up due to the partial government shutdown. CBS's Jesse Mitchell.
Long security lines across the country, including at Houston's Hobby Airport and New Orleans' Louis Armstrong Airport.
Oil is above $100 a barrel. Stocks are lower today on Wall Street. CBS News Brief. I'm Steve K.
Since 2012, Brentech Solutions has been keeping Central Mississippi businesses connected and protected. From secure data backup and cloud services with Synology to reliable network design and maintenance, servers, and business Wi-Fi, Brentech truly does it all. Brentech is your Ring Pro partner and smart home automation solutions provider. Brentech can handle Microsoft 365 support and even Starlink. Visit brentech.ms. That's brentech.ms. IT solutions that work.
When it's time to get serious about work-ready equipment, come see me, Noah Sullivan, at H&H Chief Sales in Carthage. From rugged Big Tex trailers to durable CM and Legend X truck beds, H&H has what your truck needs to work harder and last longer. For the field, H&H carries reliable ag equipment from Salford, New Leader, and Chandler. Visit H&H Chief Sales in Carthage today or anytime at hhchiefsales.com. H&H, quality equipment, knowledgeable service, and solutions that work as hard as you do.
Venable Glass is your local glass expert, offering residential, automotive, and commercial glass. Venable Glass can do it all. Windshield repair, replacement of shower doors, mirrors, and everything in between. What sets Venable Glass apart from the rest? Unmatched reliability and customer service. Don't forget, tell your insurance company that you want to use Venable Glass. And remember, you do have a choice. Let Venable Glass work hard to earn your business. Call Venable's Ridgeland or Brandon locations today for a free estimate or visit venableglass.com.
Men, if you answer yes to any of these questions, you could be suffering from low testosterone. Do you have low sex drive? ED, always tired, depressed, loss of muscle mass, obese, loss of focus and drive? You, my friends, need to get your numbers checked. Check out Men's Health of Mississippi, located in Madison, Mississippi, and online at menshealthms.com. Guys, get your numbers checked today. Trust me, she'll thank you for it. I promise. menshealthms.com. Men's Health of Mississippi.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This is the Clay Edwards Show.
Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show. Hey guys, Cypress Point Resort, Cameron's Garage. The plate lunch of the day it's Monday. It's spaghetti or fried chicken. Man, you get your pick there. You can't go wrong either way if you ask me. Spaghetti or fried chicken. You get a salad if you go with the spaghetti. If you go with the fried chicken, it comes with green beans, mashed potatoes, and gravy. And of course, you get your selection of a roll or cornbread, I'm sure. And tomorrow, if you want to plan ahead a little bit, tomorrow's plate lunch over there at Cameron's Garage inside Cypress Point is pot roast with carrots and potatoes, as well as a bed of mashed potatoes or rice. Man, that's so good right there. Y'all get out there, check out Cameron's Garage this week. The Blue Plate Special is only $14.95, and you will not regret it. Let's see here if they got any live entertainment the first couple of days of the week here or not. Cypress Point Resort. I plug it into my phone there. I was trying to do it, but the break caught me slipping. I wasn't quite ready. Let's see here if they got any live entertainment. I think the live entertainment usually starts up on Wednesday nights, but yeah, I'm not seeing anything off the top of my head here. So if you get ready for that, if you want any live entertainment, looks like it starts up maybe Wednesday. Let's see here real quick though. Circle the date on this. March 25th. If you like line dancing, they're going to be doing a big line dancing event on March 25th. From 6 to 7, they're going to be doing dance lessons. Then from 7 to 10, a big open dance, no cover charge.
Wow.
So that'll be fun. We used to do that out at one of my bars there. Let the line dance people come in and kind of throw a little shindig. So that's always fun. All right, man. Andrew, jumping back into it. Young man there, ruined his life, killed his parents, and was going to attempt to buy a drone and kill Donald Trump with it. Been sentenced to life in prison, no possibility of parole. And I don't have any sympathy for the man.
None.
But what I do have some concern for is the fact that we have young people across different political platforms, different everything, being radicalized online, and not just online, on CNN, MSNBC, the View.
Yeah.
You're radicalizing people, making them hate this country. They truly think that Donald Trump is a Nazi, a terrorist, and just all these other crazy things just because they want him to be. They think that they believe that he did the things that he's accused of on the Epstein list and that he's protecting pedophiles, and it's driving people literally mad.
Yep.
And I blame it on the media.
I blame it on the media. I blame it on the things that we consume. It's a big belief of mine, Clay, that we are what we consume. And I think about the stuff that I listened to and plugged into my brain over the weekend, and it comes down to parents putting their foot down and saying, you know what, you're not going to have a 4-hour Call of Duty session this week. You're going to actually read books. I mean, the things that I've been reading and the things that I've been trying to explain to my daughter and to the kids that I talk to at church or wherever I get a chance to talk to them is that the more physical books you read, the better off your brain is. It's not even hyperbole or just pie in the sky. It's scientifically proven now that people who read books have better memory retention, are better at critical thinking, and are genuinely a little bit happier than they are than the instant gratification we get from our cell phones. And I'm not saying you have to be looking at anything bad to get instant gratification. I can go up here and look at some train stuff, which is incredibly enjoyable to me. But we are changing our whole the whole psychology of the American young person, whether it be male or female. I mean, heck, there's a statistical portion of kids out there that aren't sure whether they're a boy or a girl by the age of 10. Clay, when we were growing up, we all knew. What changed? And it's the cell phone, it's the internet, and no one wants to really talk about it. It's like, okay, how do we make new rules? How do we put new things into place to go ahead and try to make sure that this doesn't happen? Well, you already have the lost generation, these late millennials and early Zoomers who, like you said, think that Trump is a Nazi, and they can't even define what real fascism and Nazism is. Because if they did, they'd realize it's not us, it's not America.
That they're on the wrong side.
Yeah, and they're not getting it, and it's going to come to blows. And I just don't want to be around when it happens, or when it does happen, I want to be out at my farm and let the cities just kind of burn and crumble, because that's where it's going to happen first, is the cities.
Oh, 100%, because they're not prepared. The people in the cities are not prepared for a day without access to resources.
Look at what happened, and I'm not making light of anybody who had to suffer through that ice storm, but imagine losing power for 3 weeks. These kids wouldn't know what to do.
No, not at all. I'll pull this up in a second here. I was trying to cue a video up.
Yeah,
I'll wait on that. Yeah, no, they wouldn't. We're not screwed. There's a lot of good kids out there. There's a lot of people who have good parents, who are doing the right thing, who are learning to be good, productive members of society. I think that Gen Z is not nearly as lost as people think it is. But our cell phones, the the access to information has spoiled us to the point that we don't learn anything because we know we don't have to, because we can just Google it or whatever you want to call it at the flip of a switch here. So we're not retaining any information. We're not learning any information that we may need to use down the road. One of the biggest problems we have, and I used to argue against this point, but I got a buddy of mine, Grant, and I worked with him for years. Good dude. He knows who he is. He's listening to this morning. We would talk about like critical thinking, critical problem solving. And like I was always made the argument that I don't need math.
Yeah.
You know, I don't need any math beyond addition, subtraction, multiplication, just basic elementary math. And he's like, no, he's like, you really do need to learn how to do complicated math because it helps you with your critical thinking skills.
It does.
And that ate at me. And now I still haven't learned that, by the way, but I do try to do things to help me with my critical thinking skills and keep my brain busy. And like today, for 20 minutes, I listened to nothing coming in this morning, which just like, because I had the radio down so low, I said, why have I even got it on?
Yep.
And I was trying to think about something, and I was like, let me just cut it off. And I was like, okay, think, you know what I mean? Just like unclutter the brain, because I am the world's worst, Andrew. I've got background noise on all the time. All the time.
Fans.
No.
Or more like music or
No. Fans, that's fine. Like I got to have something like that. Dead silence I can't do. It drives me crazy. But I mean, I've got podcasts. I got the news on. I've got talking constantly. That it's even pushed me to the point I refuse to talk on my phone anymore. Like I hate answering the phone when people call. There's some people I answer for, you know, but I mean, Sean called the other day. We talked for an hour about some stuff. You know, like some conversations I don't mind, but generally speaking, I just don't answer my phone. Like, can you text it? You know, because I feel like I'm just being talked to all the time, or I'm talking on the radio. Like this is honestly probably the most silence I get as far as outside noise all day is me talking for 2 hours here every morning. So it's just, we're constantly flooding our brains with information. There's no way you can remember anything that you heard when you're getting it all day, just drilled into you. And we're adults, you know, we were blessed to be part of Gen X. And I did some Googling on Gen X over the weekend, not Googling, but some AIing on Gen X over the weekend. I just kind of talking about being part of the really small subgroup of Zennials from 77 to 83. That was, I think, the smallest generation ever born, probably up to currently, this current generation. And you know, it always likes to mention when it talks about Gen X that we were the last analog and the first digital generation.
Yep.
And I kind of got a kick out of that because it's true, because we do know how to unplug. And we also, we lived a life unplugged. It's up to about, most of us, at least I was on the tail end of Gen X at 77. So up until about then, we, you know, so I'd say till we were about 17, 18 years old, we were completely unplugged. And then about 18-ish on, we were completely plugged in, especially as we got into our our mid-20s. Late 20s were completely plugged in. And Mississippi runs a little behind. So it took a little longer. And I would say people probably born up to about the mid-80s were still unplugged all the way through school, because a lot of our schools didn't have computers and stuff here. It just didn't. And so when I get too much stuff going on in my head, I do know there's a fix. It's just cut it off. Unplug. And so many people now don't know how to do that. And we'll go back to the point of this conversation. The guy who killed his parents and had been brainwashed into thinking he was, quote, part of a revolution.
They actually think they're in the middle of a revolution right now. And the thing is that
like all the people up in Minneapolis and all these people, all these crazy liberals out here protesting ICE, like they're cosplaying revolutionaries.
That they don't understand that they are just being nothing more than useful pawns in something a lot bigger than anybody's actually seeing, because we are in a revolution. I genuinely believe that we're like revolution 2.0. Instead of the North versus the South, it's the red versus the blue, or the blue versus the red, however you want to say it. And it gets violent at some point, but right now it's all about, you know, who can type the meanest thing on their Instagram or their X or their Twitter or whatever. And that's how it's being fought out. But at some point, just like we saw in New York over the weekend, somebody's going to try to make one of those dirty shrapnel bombs and chuck it at somebody because they don't like what they're saying, because they don't know how to have an intellectual debate and talk over ideas. We gotta shoot somebody, or we gotta drop a bomb on somebody, and it's going to happen here in the United States. I've talked to a lot of my military friends, and we all feel the same thing. You know, we'll stay out of touch, not in contact for years, Clay. All of a sudden, I'll get a message, dude, did you see this? You thinking what I'm thinking? I'm like, yep. And it's frightening, because a lot of these kids think it's cool to go out there and live action role play or a LARP. And they think that it's cool to be part of a revolution, but they've never actually been in a war zone where people are genuinely dying and getting blown up. And there is a real fog of war where things just happen and you're like, where did that even come from? You've got to be, I mean, the hair on the back of my neck is just standing up thinking about it. But they don't understand what they're getting into.
No, and they believe that they're fighting some great evil right now in MAGA. Like MAGA is now Nazi to them, like literally Nazis. They think they're out here fighting some great battle against the axis of evil, and innocent, good people are getting hurt and killed because of this brainwashing that's happened to these people in simply an attempt to make America great. What the Democrats have created with these foot soldiers, this Gestapo of sorts, these SS soldiers out here in the streets, these Democrat brainwashed, useless youth, and of course, a lot of dumbass Gen Xers too.
Yep.
That have completely screwed this whole thing up and gone
and don't
completely woke.
And don't forget the hippie boomers from the 60s who are shepherding this all through as well.
Yeah. I mean, they're to blame. They took a big note for controlling it and financing it and creating the vacuum that's created it.
They took over the education system in America. It used to be really something special to go to Harvard. Now it's about worthless as a Charmin toilet paper.
Yep. All right, Andrew, we could go on and on about this. Let's take our last break, come back. I know you got to get ready for your show.
Yep.
I appreciate you. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 8 a.m. for the second hour tomorrow. You'll be here?
I'll be here.
All right. Radio audience, don't go anywhere. Internet, hang tight. I'm going to give a special goodbye for you guys. Andrew, thank you.
Thank you, brother.
All right, guys. Appreciate everybody. I'm trying to get my single screen back up there. Interesting show today, man. We hit a lot of different topics. I wanted to hit, and I'm going to hit it tomorrow, hairdressers or hairstylists signing non-competes here in Central Mississippi. Kingfish has got a great article up on his website at jacksonjambalaya.com talking about this. And I shared it on my Facebook page last night or yesterday about hairdressers, about a lawsuit here between Watercolor Salon and another lady that used to work there that went and opened up a salon. And I don't know why. I dated several hairstylists, and I'm not picking a side on this, but hairstylists don't sign non-competes. Hair salons, come on, making girls sign non-competes so they won't take their clients 5 miles down the road. Stop that. Anyway, we're going to talk about that tomorrow. We'd love to get y'all's opinion on it. And we'll see y'all tomorrow. Thank you to my boy, Stickered there, Justin, for moderating today. I apologize for not getting to read too many of y'all's comments. You would think on a 3-hour show I could make more time, but we covered a lot of ground today. I mean, we covered a lot of ground. And it's Monday. All the news drops when I get off the air at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. So we'll see what all pops off today. Y'all stay tuned to Andrew on WYAB. You can find his live streams over on YouTube, I think Facebook and X. Just go to Andrew Gosser, Gasser. And his show's really good, man. A lot of detail, goes in depth into a lot of stuff. I kind of hit stuff at the surface level. Andrew gets it all from the bottom up. So always good, informative show with Andrew. I'll be listening myself today. And then, of course, Kim Wade from 4 to 6 on WYAB. And from noon to 1, we'll have our very own Lindsay Beckham here in the studio today talking about parental rights and whatnot. I will see y'all back here tomorrow, 7 a.m. Same bat time, same bat channel. Salute.